got something, we always talk, whenever we see something, we always talk about what we haven't got. Players get better when they're not playing. So when put Trent Alexander in the England side, and the England side plays a poor game, and he plays a poor one too, which he has done when he's played for England. He hasn't been earth-shattering when he's played for England. So I'm not really in the camp saying, well, it's a massive, massive must-have.
talkSPORT Sports Update with Trust a Trader. When it matters, get the job done marvellously well by a verified Trust a Trader professional.
talkSPORT.
With your latest sports headlines, I'm Matt Hutchinson. Good afternoon. Matty Cash has come out with fighting talk ahead of Villa's trip to Bologna, live on talkSPORT tonight.
We're coming here to win the game. We've made that clear. We're going to try and do all we can to put ourselves in a good position for next week. We're here to focus on ourselves, respecting the opposition. We know that they're a good side.
Teams meet in the first leg of their Europa League quarter-final. We'll have all the build-up from 7, and there's more Europa League action over on talkSPORT 2 with Forest playing in Porto. Now, Simon Jordan has some more damning words for the Premier League champions.
This Liverpool side looks like it's all at sea. And it looks like key players are jumping into the lifeboats and blaming others for the outcomes rather than being responsible for them themselves. And I'm talking about Virgil van Dijk. I'm talking about the performances of Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about some of the other big players of the team.
Well, the club are hoping for a miracle in their Champions League second leg at Anfield next week. And former Liverpool winger Jermaine Pennant says Arne Slot is struggling as Jurgen Klopp's legacy starts to fade.
So, yeah, that's probably why he won the league. And then all of a sudden, he's just gone really slow, pragmatic, slow football, not intensity, no pressing. And that's not Liverpool's way. And they're just getting found out.
The FA Cup semi-final dates and kick-off times have been confirmed, with City Southampton at 5:15 on Saturday the 25th of April. Chelsea Leeds kicks off at 3 at Wembley the following day. The Leeds United Supporters Trust had earlier criticised the FA for leaving fans in limbo with a slow release of details about those matches. And Rory McIlroy has teed off his Masters defence. Patrick Reed, though, currently leads at Augusta. He's 3 under through 3.
talkSPORT News.
Russian submarines have been monitored near undersea cables just north of the UK, and Iran and the US appear to disagree over whether Lebanon is included in a 2-week ceasefire. More news with Amelia in half an hour.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Keep spring journeys safe. Visit your local centre or quickfit.com to book your tyres, MOTs and servicing so you can drive away happy every time.
We're expecting a clear night ahead for most of the UK, but cloud will build in from the south by dawn.
Hello, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Yes, Thursday with me, Andy Goldstein, and Darren Bent again. There's something I can do about it. I just said that, Darren. How are you, Benny?
I'm good. You?
Do you know what? The mess in here, right? You see, you just come in, coffee cups, empty water bowls. Look at the floor. Look at the floor. Honestly, it's like children have been eating in here.
Is that yours?
No, it's not mine. We found that. We'll sell it on eBay. But, Jiggo, we've got a show for you today. We'll look back on Liverpool's 2-0 defeat in Paris as Arne Slot switched to a back three on their big day for some reason. I don't know why. The 2026 Masters are underway. Can't wait for that. Which means we are talking about iconic sporting moments, and we're building up to a big old night of European football across the talkSPORT network. We bring you Bologna against Villa and Porto against Forest. On top of that, British rapper, our mate, Spurs fan AJ Tracy will join us again in the studio. All that. Plus, of course, we bring you Drive Worldwide, Kevin Atchard. And Thursdays mean what's happening, Benty. A busy show. If you want to be a part of it, I'd love you to. Just pick up the telephone, 03717 223344.
Mate, I've never seen a bone of a T-Rex.
Why not? Well, haven't you seen a bone of a T-Rex?
When I've been at that.
A T-Rex or a T-Rex?
T-Rex.
It's weird to think that T-Rexes, dinosaurs, and humans weren't about together.
I know, yeah.
That's weird. Like, no humans ever died because of a dinosaur.
Because I got bit by a dinosaur.
Yeah, or eaten.
I don't know, can't bring them back.
I don't think you've seen the film Jurassic Park.
With technology and all that, they found the DNA and all that. Just bring them back, man.
What I don't get is, when they explain it Jurassic Park, like a mosquito.
Yeah, gets caught in the tree sap.
Yeah, and it would have the blood of the Juffinkosaurus or whatever it is. I don't get why.
Pardon, what?
Juffinkosaurus. I don't get why they can't do that.
Just make it. Put them in a theme park.
Didn't they do like a woolly mammoth? Haven't they made a woolly mammoth?
Have they?
I'm sure they've.
Because they were extinct years ago, weren't they?
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah. I'm sure they've done it. What's the other bird? Was it a doo-doo? Or a dodo? What was it called? Dodo. Remember the dodo?
No.
You've seen that in Natural History Museum?
What? How long ago was that?
What, that was in the museum?
No, that was alive.
About 100 years ago.
Oh, it ain't that long ago then.
Well, actually, probably about 150 years, because I'm older than I was when I saw it. About 100. Oh, Joe just said 500 years. I don't think the dodo was 500 years ago. I don't think it was, Jojo. Find out about the dodo, Jojo. But yeah, woolly mammoth. I'm sure they brought one of those back to life.
Do you know what's mad as well? Like, I took my kids to the Jurassic Park experience at...
Hold on. 1662, it went extinct. Not that long ago, is it?
It's miles away.
400 years ago. 350 years ago.
And how come it became extinct?
The way all animals become extinct.
No, but okay.
They either were hunted or they just died out.
Jeez. What?
Yeah. You've not seen the dodo before?
No. I have to Google that.
It's a bird.
Oh, I know that.
But I don't think it can fly. Do you know what? It was like a bird you see in Star Wars.
Was it?
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
But no, I took my kids to the Jurassic experience at Battersea Power Station a few months back, and even though my twins are younger, 7, and it was unbelievable in there in terms of the dinosaurs moving, but they're still just like, do you know what I mean? Like
what do you want them to be petrified?
Yeah, so they go, oh my goodness, like wow.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I went on the Jurassic Park ride in Florida when I was there last.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wanted
like
to chase
animatronics, like it's the arm of the Diplodocus comes out.
They got a big raptor that came out and was like walking about, and they were like, "Be careful." And my kids are just like,
"Well, actually walking them out."
Yeah, like walks about. Must be like technology, the way it's moving, like a robot.
Animatronics.
Yeah.
Is there no one in it?
No.
Okay.
And that was quite impressive. But even then, my kids were like, "Dad,"
because they know they're not in harm's way, right?
I know, but I need not jeopardy, but a little bit of maybe.
My kids could die.
No, not my kids could die. No, but just a little bit of
What do you want?
Just a little bit like,
say what you want. The ideal ride for your kids.
I'd like
what happened to you there? Why did you just stop talking?
Because I was thinking, I went on a safari.
Have you been on one of them?
Yeah, landed in the jungle.
Not for me.
South Africa, incredible. One of the best things I've ever done. Experience.
Scary.
I mean, it's long, by the way, because you're in the back of this truck for about literally 12 hours. Because sometimes he's like, right, let's go and find this animal, and it takes him a couple of hours to find it because he's tracking it. Saw lions, tigers in a natural environment.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, so all open with the sides of your car open.
Yeah,
not for me. That
I was taking naps between the animals. I was tired. I think we had to get up at 5, fly at 6, land in the jungle at 7 or whatever it was.
Do that.
Was he taking naps?
How close do you come to a lion or a tiger?
10 meters.
Yeah. What happens if all of a sudden the lion went, I'll go for Benny?
Yeah, then he's got a big old rifle in the front.
Oh,
or just get out and run.
Because you're allowed to run it. Not for me. Everyone's told me safaris are great.
Yes, honestly, one of the best experiences ever.
Not for me.
You got to do that, man.
I'm a scaredy cat. Things like that.
You'd be in the back of a truck.
I know, but I've seen people go for those safari things and having breakfast, and the head of a giraffe comes into the window.
Yeah.
And they're going, "Oh, it's a giraffe." I'm like, "Whoa!" Do
you know what? There is. Sorry, Joe. There is a hotel in London, right? On the outskirts.
This sounds amazing. I've said giraffe. You've gone to London.
Right, in London, right?
Yeah, I don't know if this is true.
I can't remember what it's called. But basically your room is like part of your room's a big glass and there's animals there.
What are you talking?
So basically you can sleep like in the zoo.
It's not in London.
It's just outside London, I promise you.
Yeah, it's what's his name? I know what it is. It's Aspreys.
No,
it is.
That don't ring a bell. But either way, your bedroom.
You're in the lion enclosure.
And then you open the curtains and there's lions there.
Yeah. That's Asprey Zoo.
And there's parts where you're eating your breakfast and the giraffe can come over and take.
Yeah.
That looks incredible. But you know, but this is actually a hotel built for being around the animals.
No, it's not. You've got that bit wrong.
Someone will message me. You know.
Well, I'm telling you.
Well, you haven't got the name right.
I've been there.
What's it called?
Aspreys.
Wrong.
Not Aspreys then. It's I think it's something like that.
It's not.
Right. Donna Eyre was married to the geezer that owned it all.
Okay, but it's not, and it's not, by the way, Chessington.
No, it's not Chessington.
Great World of Adventures, that though.
Probably not anymore.
It is.
But it's a zoo. The one you're talking about. So I've been to it.
No,
and you can go in tree houses and live up, obviously, in the tree. And then at night you can hear the lions. We did that. But you can also, there's one bedroom and they stick it in the lion enclosure. And so you open the curtain.
So this is not just one bedroom. It's a whole bunch of bedrooms.
It's not in London.
It might just be on the outskirts. Right?
Yeah, I don't think it's Central London, it's Mayfair.
Okay, this is, it's not Oxford Street. Do you know what I mean?
I bet it is nowadays. Stuff that's roaming about there. Should we start today's show? Look, people are calling in with safari info. We're not doing safari stuff today.
Oh, hold on.
Got it?
Oh, no. Port
Lim.
Someone's put Port Lim.
It is Port Lim.
Yeah.
No,
Also-
it's not Port Lim. It's not Port Lim.
Someone's put
Joe's having kittens, ironically. Look, we've got to stop now.
someone said about lions in Africa. Either way, it's the other one that you can see in Africa.
Yeah, people don't need to.
I know, yeah.
Right, we've got lots coming up. We genuinely do. I said it all in the opening there. I don't need to go over it, but we have. We're going to start with last night's football. Arnie Slot's changes didn't pay off. Weird changes as well, as Liverpool were beaten by PSG last night. So would any other elite side have changed to a back three?
Continue his run. He's inside the penalty area, left-hand side. Doué doesn't need him. He's just walked it round the goalkeeper and side-foots it in. What a Champions League campaign he is having, and it is a big, big blow for Liverpool.
He just looks like a man who doesn't know who is fighting battles on all fronts at the minute, and it's wearing him down.
His formation, he tried to play a defensive formation with the three centre-backs and the wing-backs. He was getting his three centre-halves to go man-to-man. Centre-halves, Al, don't want to be stretched, do they?
I would come out fighting and get on the front foot as a manager if I was in his position.
Liverpool beaten 2-0 away at PSG in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final last night. Arnie Slot decided, I don't know why, to change it to a back three for such an important game. He spoke to the media afterwards, reflected on his side's performance.
We're in survival mode, so to try to say to find ways where we can try to make sure that their qualities are not seen that much, but that's really, really, really hard against this team, because last season over here we were in survival mode as well. But as I said, Paris Saint-Germain was the better team, but we didn't give up, and that's why we have a chance now still in this tie, because they kept us alive by not scoring a few open chances. And now we can bring the tie back to Anfield. Not unfortunately, but in between, there's still a very important game to be played for us against Fulham.
I don't really know what's happening at Liverpool. I think Arnie Slot has lost the fans. I think he's lost the players. And I think last night he lost the plot. I don't understand why on earth he went to a three at the back with Kirkes and Frimpong having to do the donkey work. That didn't work for me. Virgil van Dijk looked so uncomfortable in the back three. Salah didn't come off the bench. He was saying that the reason he didn't want to bring Salah off the bench 20 minutes to go, he didn't want Salah to defend for 20 minutes. And I'm like, but you'd bring him on because you need a goal.
Yeah.
You want to change things. I thought Liverpool looked all over the place last night.
That's crazy.
A real worry if I was a Liverpool fan.
It is a real worry. And I was looking, right, as in the last time he played a back three in his managerial career. And I was going way back, and I was at Vinord. Still nothing. No back three.
In Arnie Slot's career, you mean?
In Arnie Slot's career, I was having a look through all the formations that he played.
Yeah.
And
have you got that info?
Come on now,
That's good, man.
Yeah, like honestly, I was looking, and I've been scrolling and scrolling. Maybe the last time was the fourth round. He played a back five, which is effectively a 5-4-1, and they got smashed by Palace 3-0. So do you know what I mean? So he's tried it before and gone, oh, do you know what? 5-4-1, which is all effectively a three.
Away at PSG.
And not only that, you know when it was the fourth round of the FA Cup, they got beat. No, the League Cup, they got beat 3-0 by Palace. They were at home, and they played back three. So it didn't work. Didn't trust it then. You fast forward 3-5-2 against PSG, one of the best teams in the world, and you get pumped again. It's just at the minute, it feels to me like he's just clutching for something.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to do.
He doesn't have a clue what to do. Like
I agree.
He's in this position where everything he tries a back four, it doesn't work. It worked last season, but this season it hasn't worked. He thought, you know what, just to kind of maybe sturdy up the back a little bit, get a few more defenders in there. He goes to back three. They looked like they didn't know what they were doing. There was gaps everywhere. They were still getting in behind. And that's the thing I always feel when you play, unless you're really coached well in playing a back three like Oliver Glasner at Palace, right? When you play a back three and the opposition play a front three, mate, it's always carnage, because there's always a gap between you either end up playing a flat five, right, so you can't get out, or your wing backs are too high, and effectively there's always a gap between the outside centre halves and the wing backs.
And that's what happened in that second goal.
That's exactly what happened. They kept just going straight through there, and that was a problem. So Arnie Slot for me is just in some ways I feel for him, because he was so good. He was so good last season, and I get it. Maybe it wasn't his squad, but still, to win the Premier League takes some doing. He did that, but it's just gone completely the other way.
Yeah.
And as you said there, it looks like the players not giving up, but they don't know what they're doing. The supporters are like, they don't know what they're going to see.
When you ask Liverpool fans, and Liverpool fans can phone up 03717223344. When they tell you how they've got a chance of getting through this tie, none of them will tell you it's about the football they're going to play. It's all about under the lights, midweek at Anfield.
Yeah, the players are going to have to raise it.
And I just think that, well, those days are gone. It's obviously a very intimidating place to go. You can't rely on that. You need more than that.
Well, the fear factor is not like what it once was.
No.
There was a period with this Liverpool side under Jurgen Klopp and we saw it. And the only thing I would say, though, right, and I thought, oh, this is interesting, right, is that when PSG, I think they played Barca. Now, do you remember there was that crazy game where, did they win 3-0 from the first leg?
I think it was more than that.
And I think was it 3-0 first leg? Or it was either 3-0 or 4-0.
Yeah.
But at the end of that game...
There was a chance to make it 4. Yeah, you're right.
And someone tried to be too clever. They didn't score it and then end up going out.
Yeah.
In this one here, at the end, Hakimi goes through and he tries to square it. And then they tried to be too clever. And then the opportunity went. I just thought, going back to Anfield, you never know.
I don't know if they've got the players.
Oh, look, no, they've got the players.
No, sorry, I don't know if they've got the players that are up for it now. I haven't seen a performance that Liverpool need. I haven't seen that this season.
No, but I mean, certainly they've got the players. If Salah turns up, Wirtz turns up,
they won't because he ain't going to pick them.
Well, he needs to. But you know what? It'd be interesting to see what happens in the second leg because he's got no option. He has to.
That's right. He has to go all
out.
He has to
go out.
He needs goals. You're right. Liverpool fans, will start with you. Any other elite side have changed to a back three in such an important game in the first
when you've
leg?
never done it before, and the last time
away
you did
from home,
you got smashed
against the team that play with 3 wonderful players going for. Kvaratskhelia, by the way, we haven't talked
you
about
love
him.
him,
I do love him. Liverpool fans, pick up the phone. You'll be next. A busy show, but we'll start with Liverpool. 03717 22 33 44.
Let's go to Jay. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Jay?
All right, Jay.
How you doing, lads?
All right, matey.
I'm all right, Jay. You happy?
Yeah. No, I'm not, mate. No, not really.
What do you mean?
That was absolutely diabolical. Where was Martinelli tonight? Where was he?
What do you mean? You just got one of the best assists of the season.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, we're flying, aren't we, lads? Do you know what happened? Me and me boy. Listen, me and me boy.
Final of the Champions League. 1-0.
Me and me boy. I mean, mate that I work with, he's a Tottenham fan, right? So we've got a Tottenham fan in between us. We got the 68 minutes. We were all yawning.
No, it's a tough one.
Yawning. So listen, we flicked over to the Real Madrid game with Bayern Munich. Oh my days!
Hold on. You turned over.
Too right, mate. Why not do that,
You
Jamie?
turned over at Champions League quarter-final watching your team. You turned over and watched Real Madrid.
What do you want me to do? Go to bed at like 9:20, mate? Like,
that's an absolute disgrace. Jay, you're a disgrace.
Jay,
I'm
that
sorry.
Is poor, mate.
That's
really?
shocking.
Why are you
You're not
saying
watching
that?
your own team.
Listen, I wanted to watch football tonight, so I had
You're
to
an
go
Arsenal
over to
fan.
Real Madrid and Bayern Munich to actually see a bit of football, lads. And what is all this all about? It's all about Arteta, isn't it? We're all crumbling. You know, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, we're gone. And then tonight was the night that we went out to Lisbon, right, and we put a foot down and we showed that we want to win the Champions League. We're up, mate, nothing tonight. Absolutely 68 minutes. Oh, Jamie, come on, bruv.
Listen, driver talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. Do you know why Jack's playing this? Jack's on the drums today. Do you know why?
No.
What animal?
The Dido.
What animal's extinct?
Dodo.
Which one?
The dodo.
I think it was the doo-doo, was it? The dodo. Dodo. And this is Dido.
I would have preferred a little bit of Eminem with... what's the name again?
No, I think there's naughty words in it. This is doo-doo.
Yeah, but you can find it like the instrumental.
No. I think Jack's done well here. No? Not happy with it. Still to come, we'll be giving your questions in What's Happening Bentley. Your chance to ask Darren Bent anything you want. By the way, last week's were unbelievable. Last week's some of the best we've had. Send them in, your WhatsApp voice notes on 03717223344. Start your message with What's Happening Bentley and your name. The weirder and the better the question, the better, or the weirder. Just quickly, Chris Wood is back in the Forest squad for tonight's game away at Porto after 6 months out injured.
Well, they need him.
They really do.
Yeah.
Good luck to him. And I'm very excited because I've got a massive screen to my right showing what we're just about to talk about now. Ever so briefly, the 2026 Masters is underway. That means it's time to get an update with talkSPORT's brilliant Sean O'Brien. Shawnee!
Hi guys, yep, great leaderboard shaping up already here on a beautiful Thursday at Augusta National. We're wondering what the storyline would be now that Rory McIlroy has his green jacket. Could it be Patrick Reed, Captain America himself, the former Masters champion? He's 3 under through 5 holes, and that's someone in good form who knows how to play this golf course. Right alongside him is England's Tommy Fleetwood, 3 birdies in a row on his front 9. He's a winner on the PGA Tour now. Could he become a major champion this week? He's made a very good start. And Rory's victory lap is officially underway. Stressy par at the first, unconventional birdie at the second, but that all amounts to 1 under par, and he's just 2 back. So no messing around here. The 2026 Masters is very much underway. It's Reed and Fleetwood who lead, and you can follow it all in our live blog on talksport.com.
The Masters on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan.
Thanks, Sean. I'm just watching the Masters on the screen here. It's one of the only sports where all the spectators look like at any stage they could compete in it.
Yeah.
Because everyone wears the goal. They've all got shorts on a little top, right? They all fancy themselves as a golfer. Although I was checking out Rory's grip on his putter. We have similar grips, so that means we are similar players. We're taking your calls. Would any other elite side have changed the back 3 against PSG in such an important game last night? Lots of you want to have your say. Let's go to Tom, first up, Liverpool fan. Tommy?
How you doing, gents? You okay?
Oh, good. Are you a golfing fan?
I am a golfing fan, yeah.
Do you play?
I do, yeah.
Would you
sometimes
play
well, sometimes not.
Yeah, that's golf. What'd you play off?
Play off 7.
Oh, player. You know what you're doing then, right?
Sometimes not. It's it depends on the day.
Yeah. Have you ever got a hole in one?
Never, mate. No.
Me neither. It's coming. Don't worry. We'll get there, Tom. What would you like to say, Tom?
Yeah. Basically, I think it's time for Slot to go. I think the players need a bit of a pick-me-up. Last season we won the league, but for me we won the league because the players still had a bit of Jurgen's spirit in the blood, and putting that tactical spin on from Slot worked quite nicely. But as time's progressed, I think that's diluted a little bit, and the players, they just look bored. There's no fight in them. We stand off the ball. We don't seem to want to go and win it back. With football now, I don't understand why there's so much jockeying and players don't seem to want to go and win the ball. So for me, it's just, they need a change. The season's coming to a close now and we're not getting any better. I think maybe bringing Alonso in now might give the players a bit of a pick-me-up.
What, do you think before the second leg?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, it's not the worst idea because, again, last night was tough. I mean, if you're a Liverpool fan, it was tough to watch because the penalties as well, by the way, one of them should have been given.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At least one of them.
There's an argument for,
Exactly. So, but the way that PSG just ripped them to pieces, and Managerial, I thought, played well last night, made a number of good saves, but oh my goodness.
Virgil looked out of.
Yeah, but he's playing the back 3.
I know. Doesn't look comfortable in it.
No.
Carl's a Liverpool fan. Up next. Hi, Carl.
Hi, lads. You okay?
We're great, man. How are you today? You all right? Sun shining?
Yeah, very well. Well, on the M25, mate. You know the score.
Whereabouts?
You know the rules.
Whereabouts?
I just want to say, Potter's Bar.
Okay. All right.
Even though I'm a Scouser, just driving off. Just
be careful.
I know. But I'm just driving back from Liverpool, so there's my excuse.
Good.
Anyway, was watching a match last night and the post-interview. I just want to say, like, it's sad to see, but, like, it just feels like we're all talking about the players giving up. It feels like Arnie Slot has now given up himself, right? The way he's talking, it seems like he's detaching himself from his own team and the fans, the way he's talking, like, not my team, not my Liverpool, but Liverpool. The way he's talking, it just doesn't, like, seem right to me. But also as well, on the last call, you just had there about bringing Alonso in. Definitely not. Alonso needs a really good slate. He needs to come in, pre-season and, have the players refresh from holiday, whatever it is, World Cup, whatever, and not like literally now, because I don't think that'll do any good. No. We're in a bit of a bad position. I do feel that if you do bring Stevie G in, he will rally cry them in the dressing room and he will get something out of them. But I just want to say one thing as well to the players. If any of the players are listening right now, which probably not, maybe so, who knows, right? Remember what shirt you're wearing, lads. You're wearing Liverpool FC shirt. You're wearing the mighty red shirt. You're wearing the shirt of champions. We're still champions right now, right? So remember that when you're playing to PSG 2-0 down, our time, remember, right, you are champions, and go out there and give it your all for the fans, not for the manager, but for the fans.
Do you know what I mean? It's not only for the fans, but for personal pride, but also as well.
That's key.
Also as well, whoever takes over from this manager, Arnie Slot, and walks into the dressing room, oh my goodness, you're going to walk around that dressing room. Whenever you came in, maybe say at the end of the season, and you're going to have Virgil still sitting there potentially, Wirtz, Young, Ekitike, Isak. You know what I mean? Fringle. You got players there, and you go, oh my goodness, wow, luxury. Add maybe 1-2 more defenders in, but someone else on that right hand side. But the squad, in terms of the basics, are there.
Yeah. We'll take more calls in just a moment. Also, still to come, we'll be discussing whether Harry Maguire needs to start at the World Cup this summer. But first, it's time for no Googling. And last night, PSG's Desiree Doué became just the sixth player to score 10 Champions League goals before turning 21. Unbelievable. Can you name the only English player to do that? Oh, great question. Do you think you know that?
Yeah.
I don't think you do know that.
Before 21?
Yeah. Surname begins with what?
F.
No. Who are you going to say?
Foden.
No, not Phil Foden.
Your boy.
No. Who's my boy? Wazza? No, not Wazza. The answer to that and more, and Masters updates, loads coming up today's Drive Time show with me, Andy Goldstein, and of course Darren Bent.
I mean, I know you want to be diplomatic and you're maybe tiptoe around it, but would you have gone in for the Tottenham job? Would you have taken it? Given what we've seen, we've watched Tottenham and everyone's sort of dancing around it.
You just mentioned something there, and this would be more important to me, and obviously the career I've had, it does pay well. I wouldn't go in there. I wouldn't look in for money. They could offer me a massive amount of money. I'm sure they're capable of it, and I'm sure, well, allegedly, they've offered De Zerbi a massive amount of money.
It would have been about
no, it'd have been about what you're going to gain me as a human being. What would I gain, right? You go in there, you get the job done. 6 games into next season. If you're not in the top 4 and the football's not what they want, rubbish, get them out. So you're not going to gain a lot there, are you? So then, and that's if you get the job done, because it's not easy. And then you don't get the job done, and then somehow it's on my neck that I took Tottenham down. You go, well, that ain't good for me as a human. This is not even about football. I'm going, well, that ain't good, is it?
What do you reckon?
You know what I mean? So I go, and then you get some money, and I go, well, I'm not thirsty for that. I've got some money, so how much do you want?
You know the dynamic of the industry. We all know the two biggest commodities in football are talent and gossip, right? Or money and gossip. Money and gossip, right?
You must have. Sad, isn't it? If it's an equal measure, money and gossip beats talent.
Money and gossip was what I meant. Money and gossip, right? What do you think is wrong with Tottenham?
Well, I mean, I find it I find it really interesting from the outside. I know Thomas. And if I was a Tottenham fan, and I know a few, I thought the manager was getting a hell of a lot of heat and weight on that. And if I was talking, I'd be looking at some of the players, me personally, I'd be going, hang on a minute. Look at all this money they've spent. And money doesn't guarantee anything, by the way. It's another myth about football. But it gives you a better chance. And you're going, right, so they've spent this money. Look at these players. Allegedly, I keep hearing this, and I don't at Forest, all these talented players. Talent is when you deliver. You can be telling if you're not delivering, that ain't talent.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
What film?
Let it be the clean version, Jack, or you'll be off the...
Palms are sweaty. Exactly, I know.
Go on, what is the next bit? Your palms are sweaty. You like spaghetti, yeah?
Oh, have you seen...
You've got an Auntie Betty.
Have you seen 8 Mile?
I've seen the 2 on from that.
I need to...
10 Mile.
Let's watch that again, man. 8 Mile, what a film.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, my God,
in its entirety.
It's incredible.
Yeah? Any more? Is that it? So is it a true story about him as a rapper when he was doing...
Yeah, it's like...
cool when they rap off against each other.
Battle rap.
Battle rap.
A little bit. You know what's a really good part? There's an extra...
The end?
No, there's an extra at the end
Yeah.
where he just battles like random people. Oh my goodness, he tears them to shreds, man.
It's a great story right there. Right at the end, tears them to pieces.
Make sure you add in...
No, hold on. Tears to pieces.
Yeah.
Battle rap.
Yeah, make sure...
Right. at the end.
Hold
That's
on.
an extra, is it?
Yeah. Well, no,
That's an, no, it's an, let me
No,
try that. Extra 8 miles.
Now I'm trying to find that bit
That's
about
9 miles then, yeah?
What was that thing on 21 minutes
There you
ago
go.
yesterday?
There you go.
That
Good
bit-
plug-in. Thanks for the plug-in.
Yeah, what was that again?
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Can't find it.
Before the break, I asked the question, PSG's Desiree Doué became just the sixth player to score 10 Champions League goals before 21. Who's the other? Sorry, the only English player to do it. You had two guesses.
I'm trying to think now, right?
You've looked at people guessing?
I have actually.
Okay.
But I've had 3 guesses.
You went...
Because Wazza,
Yeah.
Foden and Rashford.
Yeah. Who's the one you said it wasn't?
What?
Who's the one you said it couldn't be? You said to me in the break, it can't be
Oh, I don't know.
Harry Kane, so it can't be him.
He's not Kane.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's such an obvious answer, mate. You'll go, oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, is he playing now still?
Yeah, he's playing now.
For who?
Well, if I tell you that, you get it. Not in England.
Oh, what an idiot. Jude
Bellingham, yeah.
And people still don't rate him.
Still, do they not?
Some people still try and get on his back, don't they?
Still to come with you and your questions of what's happening, Benny. Your chance to ask Darren Bent anything you want. Send us a WhatsApp voice note on 03717223344. Start your message with what's happening, Bentley. The weirder, the better. Right, Harry Maguire has had some very interesting things to say whilst away with Man United in Ireland. He, of course, signed a new one-year deal at the club this week with the option to extend a further year. He's been discussing his aim of going to another World Cup this summer. He said, and I quote, "I'm desperate to go. I think it'll be my last World Cup. I've been to 2. I missed out on the Euros 2 years ago through injury, which hurt a lot, really, so I'm desperate to go. Whatever role the manager would want for me. Whether that's starting or whether that's deciding games late on, I still believe, even at my age, I'm arguably," here's the line, "one of the best defenders in the world in both boxes." That's the quote. "I still believe, even at my age, I'm arguably one of the best defenders in the world in both boxes." What do you make of that? Is he still among the best in the world when you combine defence and attack?
Yeah, you'd probably say, listen, there's going to be people listening to that guy and is he having a laugh? Like, but you got to listen to what he said. In terms of both boxes, defensively, he seems to get his head to an awful lot and gets his head on it and clears it. And even if he doesn't score from attacking corners or free kicks, he tends to get the first contact, whether he's knocking it back into an area or he's going for goal. So there's an argument he's probably up there with one of the best. I mean, I think at this present time, Gabriel's probably the best in the world here.
Box to box. Okay, I'm just thinking of what you've said to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
Because he gets his head on everything.
You say that, he does, but a lot of them come from set pieces.
Yeah,
Whereas Maguire, when he goes forward, it's crosses coming in.
Yeah, but I mean...
not that that means anything,
No,
I'm
but
just saying.
And obviously defensively and offensively, but yeah, I can understand where Maguire's coming from because there was a time where from set plays, and there's been people saying that he needs to go because set plays all of a sudden this season have become, even as a thing of the past, but all of a sudden they've become long throws, corners, like direct. There are people going, we need to bring Maguire just for that reason.
To the World Cup?
Yeah, because
I can understand that argument.
Me too. So I understand what he's saying, and I mean, best in the world is a big shout, but I can't think of too many.
He didn't say best in the world. He said
one of the
I
best.
Still believe in it. I'm arguably one of the best.
So the one of the best in the world. What I just said.
Yeah, but one, not the best.
I didn't say the best. Said one of.
You said. I don't know if he's the best in the world.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's one of the best in one of the best.
But he's not saying he is. He's saying arguably.
You're being facetious, Andy.
I'm arguing it.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is there's an argument to it, yes, but yeah, I mean the game that's important. I mean John Terry's probably the best we've seen in terms of both boxes, getting his head in it, scoring goals.
That's great,
and then putting his head into areas where I think he picked up a couple of a bad head injury, didn't he? John Terry, did he get volleyed in the head?
Yeah, didn't he do a header when it was like 2 inches off the ground as well?
Yeah, man. So he's someone who wanted to go and head the ball. And I put Maguire into that, not as good as JT, but that.
When you look at great centre halves we've seen in the Premier League, JT one of the best.
Yeah.
Rio one of the best, right? I don't recall Rio being.
Nope. Vidic was both boxes. Vidic was better than Maguire.
Yeah. Yeah. But why aren't we talking about Rio in the same?
Because Rio wasn't one of them where Rio was a footballer that would bring it down rather than some defenders just head it. He'd try and bring it down on his chest and play, and everything was relaxed with him. And he did score a couple of good goals against Liverpool, if I remember rightly. But he was one of them where he wouldn't go and attack it like maybe others, like Vidic. He wouldn't be as aggressive as Vidic.
Yeah.
But he's good enough to just get his head onto it. He's big enough to win his duels.
Van Dijk, I'd put in that.
Yeah, he's another one. He's good. Both boxes.
Yeah.
Really good in both boxes. So I think it is an art, but I think first and foremost, to be good in both boxes, you have to really want to go and head it. Like, you know what I mean? There are defenders there that will head it, but they're a bit like, whereas Maguire and Gabriel and these guys are like, ugh.
Did you like heading the ball?
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Did you? Did you? This is going to sound silly.
Yeah.
Right? Hold on. Is it silly?
Probably.
No, it's not silly. You have a preferred foot, right or left?
Yeah.
Right, you're predominantly right foot.
Here we go. I've got a preferred side to head the ball.
Do people have?
Yeah, of course. So like, if I need to
Do
work.
they really?
Yes, I need to work it. So if
Let's say the goal is where Joe is. So you can't see this, but our producer Joe is to Bent his immediate left.
right, so if a cross came in from that side,
What side?
so the goal's where Joe is.
Yeah. So if
Do you know what? I'm just the easiest way. I would prefer a cross coming in for me, coming in from the
what
right.
side of the head do you want to head the ball?
I would prefer a cross coming in from the right hand side, so I can adjust my body and head it like with the left side.
Your left temple.
Left temple, bang. Whereas the other way feels a bit alien, like to try and
Weird. I've never even heard anyone talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They would.
Yeah, but whereas coming from the right hand side to my left temple, I feel like
Do you practice headers?
A little bit. I know nowadays, certainly at a young age, they don't because they're not allowed to.
Yeah, your kids are what, 11?
Yeah, Milan's 12.
Heading's not allowed in the game.
No, in the game it's allowed, but
It is
you're
allowed,
not
okay.
allowed to practice it.
Right, okay.
So there's none of that goes on in training. But
And do they head the ball? Do you see a lot of heading at their age?
yeah, a few of them, and it's quite amazing because you see. I mean, there's some really talented kids out there, but considering they don't practice that and work on it, some of them can half get up and bang, head it down.
Really?
Yeah, get down.
What, clearances or goals?
Goals, both.
Really?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
But
It's a dying art, isn't it? Because the way football's changed, it's all tippy-tappy.
Yeah.
You don't see crosses whipped in like a Trent or a Beckham.
some of them are beautiful, and then diving headers.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
Do you remember Keith Ouchin's goal in the cup final?
Who's that?
87. Played for Coventry. Probably the best diving headed goal
I bet it's not.
in an FA Cup final.
That's exactly what I thought.
Go on, who did you say?
Van Persie, World Cup.
I just said an FA Cup final. What's the matter with you lot? You're not listening?
No, but
I said Houchin, probably, this is what I said, probably the best headed goal in an FA Cup final.
yeah, but I mean that's ridiculous because that might be the only one.
No, there's other ones.
Okay, give me another one then.
Trevor Brooking, 1980.
Okay, that's two.
Clive Allen, 1987 Spurs.
I need to check this.
No, I'm just telling you, Eddie goes in.
Are they diving headers or just headers?
Trevor Brookings dive falling backwards and heads it. Clive Allen's unbelievable.
So it's not diving header. That's my point.
Hold on. No.
So that's my point.
Because they don't happen a lot.
No, but I'm saying you said it's the best diving head in
Oh, I
FA Cup.
see. And you're saying are there more?
Well, there's got to be more then. I can't base it off one. But Van Persie's in the World Cup is unbelievable.
Hold on. If there's only one in the history, can that not be the best ever?
Yeah, because there's only one. So,
Yeah, so it is. So I'm right.
But Drogba did one against Everton, diving header.
All right. Okay.
He could head the ball. Joe's unbelievable in the air.
Yeah, good.
Andy Carroll.
I swear to God, I was just about to say.
I remember he scored. There's a couple of goals he
He's
scored.
like
Right?
Thunderbolt.
There was one against Arsenal. He outjumped. I think it was Chesney in goal. I think.
Yeah.
Andy Carroll. Honestly, he got up. I don't know. I blame Chesney. Andy Carroll was about 12 foot in the air. Bang, header,
He's
goal.
also a lump you don't want to go up with, right?
Yeah, he's one of them where if you're marking him or you're in the area from a corner or whatever, and the ball's coming in from whatever side, and you're in front of him, and he's behind you, you think, oh no, here we go. You're just best off trying to jump as early as you can, just trying to stay up there. Because if you wait, he's going to come over the top of you.
Whack.
Bang.
Here's a great question. Who's the best header of the ball we've ever seen in the Premier League? That's unbelievable.
I mean, Ronaldo's up there. I mean, that guy heads the ball from anywhere.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That's a great
Carroll would be up there. Crouchy. By the way, Shearer's unbelievable.
For heading the ball?
Yeah.
Would you put Crouch in that category? It's a little bit unfair, isn't it?
Les Ferdinand.
So Les, now he scored some thunderbolts, didn't he?
I think I'm going to probably go Shearer, you know.
I think we're seeing less and less of them over the years because football's changed,
We are,
sadly.
yeah. Shearer's to score some
Shearer's the
unbelievable
greatest
headers.
header of the ball in Premier League history, is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I mean, Ronaldo's incredible.
Yeah.
His spring. Do you remember, was it the one
Champions
against...
League goal.
He's up against Evra. No chance.
What do you mean he's up against everyone?
He's Real Madrid. That one.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Oh,
What,
my-
the one?
No, he's up against Man United when he's at Real Madrid.
Yeah, but there's a famous Ronaldo goal where when it's slowed down, it looks like he just hangs in the air. Have you
Yeah.
seen that one?
No.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think he's been incredible. Fair, someone's put a really good shout here, and you're right. JB, Tim Cahill was unbelievable in the air.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I wouldn't have said
I promise you couldn't stop him. Don't matter who you put on him, you can't. He's always getting the first contact.
Joe just told me the header I'm talking about Ronaldo was against Juve. For Juve. I'll show you in the break. It's mind blowing.
I've seen that one because you said United.
I thought it was, people have set up like netball hoop things,
Yeah.
right? And the ball hangs the height that he had to get to,
Yeah.
and people can't even get near it to head it.
Sure. Sorry, I know we've got to go to a break,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, go on.
There was one he scored.
Who, Ronaldo? Yeah.
I want to say it was against Wales in the semi-finals or the quarterfinals of the Euros, I think it was. Yeah. This header. It bullets top corner. I mean, he's up there. Bang! The year they won it. It was the year they won the 2016.
Yeah.
Did they win 2016? Portugal.
Euro 2020. Yeah.
That one. Look at his header against Wales. James Chester's trying to mark him.
Good chat. I like that. Do you take Maguire to the World Cup?
Yeah, not based off just that though.
No, but do you?
Yeah, probably. He'd be one of the 4.
Okay, do you start him?
No.
You don't?
I'm
Always comes on.
Konza and Gahey.
Okay. Do you bring him on if you need a goal?
Yeah, depends really. I mean, there's enough goal threat on the pitch already.
I suppose so. Good chat. I enjoyed that. Best header of the ball. You think Shearer?
So many people put here about FA Cup final headers that are better than your man's.
Yeah, go on.
Someone called, there was Peter Osgood. No, that is.
Okay, before my time, 70s.
I mean, there's loads coming. I can't keep
Go on,
up.
just tell me a couple of them.
Well, I can't, because I have to keep scrolling now.
Well, surely you can see, can't you?
Well, I have to scroll.
All right, okay.
Alan Clark, Leeds Arsenal.
Before my time.
She was there, mate, and try.
No, go on. Is that it? One, Alan Clark.
There's a few.
Brilliant, well done. Is that it?
There's a few.
Okay. What's happening, Benty? We need your WhatsApps for 6, but at 5 o'clock, you can get your calls in now if you want. This is amazing because the Masters are starting. We're all very excited. Well, I certainly am. The greatest sporting moment.
It's a great question.
Now, it could be a goal being scored or it could just be a trophy being lifted. It could be a knockout or a champion of the world. It's just anything. The greatest ever sporting moment. 03717 223344. Not as easy as you think, that one.
I am delighted to say the man from Hackney, 28-year-old Viddal Riley, European Cruiserweight champion, joins us live in the studio. Loving it. The belts, the spoils of war. Well done.
I just want to say, I was born in Hackney, but I am from Tottenham.
Right.
Yeah.
Better be diplomatic on that one. How was it for you?
It was, it was a great experience being under a new promoter, new energy, big stage, just having the arena full to that capacity at the time as well, and just embracing my moment, just putting so much work in to get there, and just finally just enjoying being under the lights. It's been a year since I was out, since I was out again. So yeah, it just felt good to be back. It felt good.
Good. What kind of a step up was Masternak for you? Because this was a seasoned pro. He'd been in with Billum Smith. He'd been in with Tony Bellew. Hadn't won, but he'd been in with him.
Yes, no. Going into the fight, I never took him lightly. I never thought, okay, he's 38 now, I'm younger, that's going to be enough. There's a reason why he's been in the game this long. 50 wins, 33 knockouts. I'm going into the fight with 13 fights. There's no respectful reason for me to underestimate him. So I always knew it was going to pose this challenge, but I always knew that I could win in good fashion.
What do you think of this fella, Simon?
I thought it was a first-class performance. I mean, I think ultimately you talk about levels, and this.
Sounds like the news, this does.
So I'm guessing royalty free?
Yeah, because it's everything free, music free. Driver talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. Still to come, we're hearing your voice, noticing what's happening, Benny. Still time to get me in 03717 22 I'm looking at Billy. He says we need two more.
Where's Bill? Where's he?
Just really can't see him.
Wish you weren't.
What? Why do you wish you weren't?
Nah, I don't like Bill.
You don't like him?
Nah, of course I like Bill.
Two more, please, says Billy. Good ones as well.
Joe's the guy, though.
Joey's the guy, yeah. I don't want to blow smoke. I'll tell you why I don't want to say how great Joe is. Because if other people are listening, they might try and poach him. And I don't want Joe to go. He's that good. That's why I keep it down a bit. All right? That's why I never praise him. Never.
Right, Jack?
Jack wouldn't even notice. We'll get another drummer.
Jack, I love you.
Yeah, I'm just joking, Jack. Very, very important part of the team. Without him, our team coffee. Just quickly, Forest reportedly want more than £100 million if they're going to sell Elliot Anderson this summer.
Yeah, makes sense. When you look at Enzo Fernandez, 100 million.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, you're right.
Caicedo's been brilliant, but Elliot Anderson has been.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Yeah. I'd love to see him there. talkSPORT Drive have been nominated for another award, and we need your help. We're up for Best Radio Talk Show at the Television and Radio Industry Awards. You, the public, decide who wins. So vote for me and Bentley if you can, and the boys on the rest of the team. That'd be very kind if you did. Just head to tric.org.uk. Select talkSPORT Drive as Best Radio Talk Show if you could. We'd appreciate it. Time now for this.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Yes, time now for today's Bet Better with the friends of Paddy Power. Why don't we welcome to the show Ben Steele. Steely?
How are we getting on?
Good, man. How are you today?
Yeah, very well, very well.
Are you a golfing fan? Are you watching the Masters?
I'm not much of a golfer, no. I think I'd, if I played it, I reckon I'd get too addicted to it, really, and then I'd get really down on myself when I was crap.
Yeah, I know that. That's exactly what's happening to me. Right, we've got you on because we are looking forward to tonight's Europa League first leg quarter-final. Aston Villa travel to Italy to play Bologna. Before we go through our runners and riders, can you remind everyone how the Bet Builder works and the charity that will benefit if we get it right?
Sure thing. So, yes, 5 selections, one from each of us, one from your producer, Joe, who's obviously you're trying not to get tapped up, and then a final 5th pick, which is a popular one amongst the Paddy's punters so far. We'll combine that into a bet builder there, and if we're lucky enough to find a winner, we'll be donating the winnings to the Attitude Foundation, who do a lot of great work with the LGBTQ community.
Brilliant stuff. Right, it's a 5-leg bet builder. These are our picks. I've gone for over 3.5 goals.
Yeah, look, I think Villa probably be happy enough with a draw, wouldn't they? Really, I reckon. But they've got the attacking talent to go after it. Second leg at home with the Europa League master Unai Emery in charge. But Watkins, Rodgers, and Buendia. I think I saw Watkins did get subbed off on and off in a friendly the other day, but I think he's fit to start tonight. So yeah, a lot of attacking options. Put the tie to bed early doors.
I've gone for both teams to score at any time, please.
Yeah, ties in nicely with Andy's pick. You'd obviously had a chat with each other beforehand.
No,
and I was looking back actually.
We hadn't.
Oh, you had? Well, fair enough.
No, I never look at anything he does. It drives me mad. He does.
You just that in sync all these years working together.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I had a look back. Benty's actually picked both teams to score in each of the last 3 times I've been on the show. It has won all 3 times, to be fair. So
there we go.
A little bit of form at least.
Thank you.
I know what you're saying. So dull and boring, isn't he? Yeah.
I'm trying to win money for the charity.
All right. With that attitude, you won't. Next up is producer Joe. What's he gone for?
He's got Matty Cash 2 or more fouls. He's made at least 1 in 19 of his last 20 games. And I guess with that second leg at Villa Park, Bologna will want to be coming out, making that home advantage count. So decent amount of attacking. He'll probably have to get stuck in.
Right, 3 down, 2 to go. Next up are the people. The most important people on the planet are the people. They've gone for over 9.5 corners.
Yeah, look, I mean, the bet that we've got with over 3.5 goals and both teams to score, there'll be a lot of attacking, so the keepers have to be on their toes. This bet's actually won in the last 3 Villa games as well, and the last 2 Bologna ones, so looks a decent pick for me.
And the last is yours. What are you going for?
Yeah, so I've gone with Jonathan Rowe to have 1 or more shot on target. You might remember, Norwich fans will remember him, and he got the winner in last year's under-21 Euros final for England. I'm not sure if that'll come up in your best moments in the history of sport chat later, but you never know. He also scored at the weekend in a 2-1 win for Bologna. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists and 9 appearances in the Europa League, so he's in decent form at least.
What does all that mean? Can you confirm the bet building insurance odds and the value of charity bet one more time, please?
Yeah, so I'll run through them again quickly. Over 3.5 goals, both teams to score. Matty Cash 2+ fouls, over 9.5 corners, and Jonathan Rowe 1 shot on target. That combines into a bet build of 18-1. And if we're lucky enough to have found a winner, that'll be £190 being donated to the Attitude Foundation.
Amazing.
The player-specific picks on Jonathan Rowe and Matty Cash will be covered off by Super Sub. So if they come on, your bet rolls on to the player who's replacing them.
Beautifully done, Ben. Thanks for coming on. Have a great one. We'll speak to you in a bit.
No worries. Chat to you in a bit.
Thanks,
Cheers.
pal. There you go.
Bye-bye.
Paddy's Powers bet builder for today. Minimum 25 per leg. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Now, the Masters has just begun, and it is, for me anyway, one of the greatest sporting moments in the calendar.
Moments or events?
The start of the Masters is one of the best moments when it all starts.
If you can only watch one out of this and the snooker.
What? Snooker what?
The big one.
World Championships?
Yeah.
Snooker.
Oh.
Well, it depends who's playing.
No.
It does, because if it's two players I find boring, golf. I need to watch like an O'Sullivan or a Trumpy or something like that.
Oh, wow.
All right?
All right. I was going to try and think of two golfers but okay.
Well, no, but any of the golfers, because I'm a little bit obsessed with
Scotty?
golf. Yeah.
Scheffler, I like him.
Oh, I thought you meant Cameron.
Bad man.
So we'll be asking you what, and this sounds like an easy question to answer, but it's not. What is the greatest moment in sport?
I've got 3 loaded up on my screen.
Okay.
3.
So it could be a punch, right?
Yeah.
It could be a race, or it could just be a trophy lift.
Yep. Could be a row.
It could be a row. But we talked about this in the meeting. Very difficult to say this is the greatest sporting moment.
I think, though, one of mine, right, will be probably in everybody's top 5.
Okay.
Across the board.
All right, we'll find out what yours is when we come back.
All right.
But by the way, when you phone up, there needs to be a reason. Don't just say it's this. 03 717 223344. If you want to find out what the greatest sporting moment of all time is, make sure you join us after this.
Sporting had previously won 17 home games in a row across all competitions. Arteta was interesting on that. Arsenal looked at that record and thought, oh yeah, watch this.
That's when you have a difficult period. I think the best thing that you can do instead of talk a lot is observe. Look around you and see how people react. How they talk, how they look at you, how they judge you, what they do. Do they look at themselves? Do they start to criticize other people? Look around and you're going to learn the environment and the people that you have around you. And I cannot be prouder to work in a club with people that the only thing they could do is ask, what else can I do to help? And when you have people like this, I don't know if it's going to take another week or 2, but something good it will happen at the end because we deserve it.
There's a smirk that's almost a little giggle from Simon. Why?
I just think it's a new way of communicating that doesn't really resonate with me. I mean, players' jobs are to perform in every single game as much as they possibly can. And what you could ask the away travelling fans was how they could have been helped on Saturday with the embarrassment of losing to Southampton. You know, those circumstances. But what it does prove is that the idea that you've got to take each game in isolation. Every game has its own connotation. The cup final against Man City was a 50-50 game in which Arsenal didn't play well in the second half. The cup quarter final was a poor performance. You and lots of people yesterday were referring to the fact this was a very difficult task. I thought Arsenal would get a result. I thought Arsenal would come back from that game with, at the very least, a draw. They've gone there, they've done the job, and all people will...
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Well, back to our number 2 drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent here.
Are you behind the McSpicy?
No, nothing to do with me, Darren. Still to come, we'll be joined in the studio by rapper and Spurs fan AJ Tracy. But now, there's another big old night of European action coming your way across the talkSPORT network.
Watkins is escaping. He sends the ball to Leon Bailey. It's 2-0. It's game over. And that should ease Aston Villa through to the quarter-finals of the Europa League.
One remarkable moment Aston Villa won the Euro Cup is something make us as well responsible. Feeling.
Yates with a left-footed shot from the edge of the area. That is a net buster. And Ryan Yates gives Forest the lead for the first time in the tie.
I think, blue against red. And for sure will be a fantastic game.
Whips it a dangerous delivery to the far post, and it's headed home by Maxence Lacroix, and Crystal Palace have the breakthrough goal.
We said a few weeks before we are entering crunch time, and now it is crunch time.
Doesn't stop, and we love it. The talkSPORT network brings you 2 more live commentaries tonight. Follow us at 7. Natalie Soy hosts live coverage of Bologna against Villa. That one's in the Europa League quarter-finals. Meanwhile, over on talkSPORT 2, Nottingham Forest, they go to Porto. We'll also keep you up to date with Crystal Palace against Fiorentina in the Conference League. The easiest way to stay across everything, simply by downloading the talkSPORT app. Right, we'll go to the phone lines in just a moment. Bit of golf, because Rory McIlroy got the defence of his Masters title underway at Augusta, world number 1. And 2-time champion, Masters champion, Scotty Scheffler, heads out at 6:44 UK time, whilst Matt Fitzpatrick, Bryson DeChambeau and Tommy Fleetwood are already underway. Let's get more now, find out how everyone's getting on We're joined by talkSPORT's golf reporter Sean O'Brien. Shawnee?
Yeah, topsy-turvy start for Rory McIlroy. Yet to find a fairway through 5 holes, but he's level par, so it's a little bit reminiscent of that final round last year and all the stress that came with it. But he's 4 shots back. Kurt Kitayama is actually your new leader on 4 under par, with Patrick Reed, Tommy Fleetwood and Brian Campbell just 1 shot back. And it's worth mentioning you've got the likes of Xander Schauffele, Jake Knapp and Akshay Bhatia at 1 under as well. Schauffele was actually tipped by Crookie for our talksport.com predictions. So early days, but it's Kitayama in front with Reed and Fleetwood well in the mix. And there's a live blog going over on talksport.com.
Shawnee, I'm watching it obviously on the screens over here. I've noticed with Rory, not only has he not hit the fairways, all of his putts so far have come up short.
Yeah, well, you mentioned he's got a similar grip to you, so that might be the problem there. Maybe he needs to sort out his grip, Andy.
What are you saying? You've been watching me play, have you? You're not wrong.
No, I can't putt either. I'm putting to my Achilles heel at the moment on the golf course. But yeah, he does seem to be leaving it short. I think everyone's expecting Augusta to be really, really firm and fast because it's really hot out there. There's not meant to be any rain this week, which basically means that Augusta National can do whatever they want to this golf course. And the way they like it to play is difficult, which means rock solid greens, putts kind of running off the edges. So I think maybe there's just a little bit of tentativeness from the golfers out there because we've seen a few putts left short, and I wonder whether just Augusta is kind of playing its usual tricks on the minds of these guys, making sure that they don't hit one past.
Surely 2 more before I let you go. You can't win the Masters on day 1, but you can lose it. What sort of score are you looking to finish on, do you think, after your first round?
I think anything level par or better on the first round is a good place to start. I mean, you'll remember Rory last year actually finished with a couple of double bogeys on the back 9, and everyone thought, this is classic case. Rory's blown it again. But he actually showed a lot of resilience. It is such early days. I know it sounds really cliched, but there's so much golf left to be played over the course of the week that anything level par or better really puts you in a solid position. I think the key is just not to shoot yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And you're scrolling down the leaderboard, you're looking at some guys, maybe like Victor Hovland at +3, some really, really big scores. There's someone at +10. Those are the kind of scores you want to avoid on day 1.
Okay. Before I let you go, listen, we're just about to take calls and have a little chat about the greatest ever sporting moment. And whilst we've got you, we've got to ask you, Tiger Woods winning his 5th Masters in 2019, that's got to be up there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for me, it's Chelsea winning the Champions League in 2012. But I don't think that's going to be anyone else's. But I do think, from a golfing perspective, you do gravitate towards Tiger Woods. I mean, what he did in 2019, I mean, coming back from everything when the doctors said he'd never be able to play again. I even think with Tiger Woods, you look at that chip at the Masters, the one that gets replayed over and over again, and the putt to take the US Open to a playoff in 2008. Those are moments that kind of got me into golf. But I think that kind of win in 2019 in terms of an achievement and something iconic and something that I think every sports fan could appreciate, that was just incredible.
Yeah. You've been incredible as well. Thanks, pal. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, mate. That was a Masters update. Thanks to our friends at Arnold Clark.
The Masters on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car.
Right, we're taking your calls on what's the greatest moment in sporting history. 03717 22 3344. DB, before we take calls, we'll discuss it. I find this quite difficult, actually.
It's difficult.
Because my way of thinking was, for it to be the greatest sporting moment, it's got to be one of the greatest ever sports because, for argument's sake, Steve Redgrave and rowing. But because there's bigger sports around the world, I don't know if I can put that number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's in there. I mean, five gold. The last one was obviously 2000, which was absolutely...
When he collapsed. Yeah. So that's... Football's obviously going to be top of the list. Boxing's going to be another one. Athletics is probably it. I'd like to put a bit of golf in there. Tiger, you know, he's so iconic for so many reasons. That would be in there as well, a bit of golf. I love snooker. Dennis Taylor coming from 8-0 down to beat Davis 18-17 at 1:30 in the morning, 18.5 million people watching. For me, he's up there, for me personally.
We said about the sport, right?
That's the thing. Snooker's not as big as the other sports. So I haven't really got my answer yet. What are you going for?
So listen, I've got a few. So I will narrow it down. But
okay.
Just some of the ones that are on my list. So you got Michael Johnson. Atlanta 96, gold spikes. Obviously, the fashion. Everyone was like, oh my God, the gold spikes. 2 Olympic gold medals. But the 200 metres broke the world record, 1932. I mean, and his running technique, the way he used to run as well, that was an iconic moment. You've got Usain Bolt again, 100 metres, when he first broke it in Beijing, 2008, when he ran 9.69, and it's about 20 metres from the line, and he's celebrating, you're thinking, oh, just put your foot down. You can smash it, and obviously, I think that was why that moment for me was like, oh my goodness, can he? It made me believe, could he dip 9 seconds?
Yeah.
Because he's celebrating so far before the line, you're going, oh my goodness, he might run 8 seconds, 8 something. So that was one. Then, of course, you have to mention Jesse Owens, 1936, the Olympics in Berlin.
It's a great call.
Obviously, him winning, I think it was 4 golds he won as well, 3 golds. But I think for me, probably in terms of, even though I wasn't there, I wasn't born, the one that I think will be in a lot of people's lists, and I said probably pretty much everyone's top 5, Ali versus George Foreman, man. That knockdown, that iconic moment. I mean, when I was looking at some of the numbers.
Not Fraser?
Nah, the Foreman one. But Ali was 32, Foreman was 25. He was a 4-1 underdog.
Wow.
To lose it. They said there.
Is that rope-a-dope?
That's the rope-a-dope. There was over 60,000 people in attendance and an estimated 1 billion viewers worldwide back then. And yeah, for him to come back and become heavyweight champion again against what people were saying is the most devastating punching ever.
Yeah, that's insane.
Everyone knows that 8th round when he comes out and just obviously blocks him. And in that kind of combination where he knocks him down, he just stands over him. I think that could be the number one.
That is your number one?
Yeah.
I was split between a few. Messi finally lifting up the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because,
validation.
Yeah, exactly that. Beautifully said. Tiger winning, not just his 5th Masters, but also that famous chip. Sean alluded to it there, where he chips the ball. It comes around on a big curve and then it stops on the hole. You see the Nike logo and it drops in.
Wow.
Have you seen that?
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, yeah, I'll play it to you in a moment. That's mind-blowing.
Is it?
Yeah. But not necessarily the greatest sporting moment of all time. I think you've got to include, if you're talking football, Jeff Hurst, not just scoring a hat-trick, supposedly, but just that is they think it's all over, bang, left foot, smashes it, top right-hand corner, or top left if you're looking at it, into the corner. It is now England win the World Cup, drops to his knees, everyone comes on. That's got to be up there. And also things like Mike Tyson when he beat Trevor Burbeck to become the youngest ever heavyweight champion.
I think the English one, right, with Jeff Hurst, that's only for English people, though. If you're talking on a worldwide scale, that's not going to be in the people's top 20.
Would you say greatest ever? You can't put Maradona's handball in that, can you?
No. That's probably the most...
iconic.
Yeah. In the wrong reach.
Did you know, I read something about this. Did you know this? I don't know if you knew this.
But he didn't do it. He didn't really have
No. You know the shirts they wore in that game?
Yeah.
Do you know this story?
Go on.
This is an unbelievable story. That the day before they were going to play England, Argentina had the blue and white stripes and they didn't have an away kit. And they were told they can't wear the blue and white because it clashed with England.
Yeah.
So the kit man went into the streets of wherever they were. Was it Argentina? Where was it 86? Where was it Mexico?
Yeah.
Went into a shop and bought the fake, as it were, fake Argentinian tops.
Yeah.
They weren't the real ones, fake ones. And then took them back. And then they put all the numbers on and all the correct logos. So that, like they were FIFA approved.
Yeah.
But Argentina in that game were wearing fake Argentina tops, effectively.
And now them fake Argentina tops are worth more than any real top.
Yeah. Isn't that
That's
amazing?
incredible, that.
Yeah.
The length people go through.
Yeah. So I don't really know what the answer is. You've got one, have you?
Yeah, I'm going to go Ali versus Foreman.
Is your
8th round
number
knockout.
one?
Yeah, it's my number one.
I'd like to put
1
Messi.
billion people watch that.
Yeah. I think, what about Muhammad Ali when he beat Joe Louis to become? There's that famous picture of him standing over him, right?
Isn't that Joe Fraser?
Joe Fraser, sorry. Joe Fraser.
That's incredible.
That's
that as well.
incredible.
I mean, Ali's got so many. It almost feels like every one of Ali's fights.
Yeah. Well, he's probably the most famous person ever, right?
I think sporting-wise, yeah.
Not ever?
No.
Who do you... Jackson.
You said it. I didn't say it. You said it.
I'd say Muhammad Ali.
Not then Michael Jack. That'd be silly.
No, I would.
Like,
but anyway.
But Ali's, he's in that bracket. But I think that fight there, because no one gave him a chance. Prayer.
Okay, so you're going boxing, I'm going boxing.
Yeah.
We're both going Ali.
Lee's put Pele overhead kick, escape to victory.
It's up there. What about Goldstein's goal of the century?
Someone else did put that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
My text came through. We don't want your text, we want your phone calls. Your answer to the question.
Beach ball goal, probably, yeah.
Greatest moment in the history of sport and why? Can't wait for this. 03717 223344. We'll take your calls after this.
Harry Maguire turns like an ocean liner. You know, and they take a time to turn. And you see that in an instance, an £80 million footballer that can't move.
A bit harsh, Simon, a bit harsh. I didn't like that from Simon. Yeah.
Well, he's certainly silenced those critics, hasn't he, in his
Simon
performances for the last couple of seasons, Gabby?
I felt sorry for him because he wasn't at his best, but it got to a stage where it was bullying, online bullying of Harry Maguire. Everyone jumping on the bandwagon, setting up reels of every little mistake he did, when you can do that on every player in the world, the mistakes that they make. And then you had pundits being harsh. Roy Keane was harsh. You've heard Simon there. A bit overkill, to be honest. I'm happy for him. Amorim didn't play him enough. He's had his injury problems, but since he's come back into the team under Michael Carrick, he's been one of Manchester United's best players. New deal, back in the England squad, and I think he'll go to the World Cup and hopefully has a good World Cup for his country.
Like you mentioned there, he fell out of favour under Erik ten Hag. Like you mentioned, struggled for game time under Ruben Amorim. But, he's enjoying a revival under Michael Carrick, starting all 10 matches since his appointment in mid-January. Also, now he's signed a new one-year contract to the club with the option of an extra year extension. And bearing in mind he was out of contract at the end of the season, Director of Football Jason Wilcox says here, Harry represents the mentality and resilience required to perform for Manchester United. He's shown such great mental strength, and that's really what needs to be applauded.
100%. I mean, a lot of other footballers, maybe the younger generation, probably would have crumbled with the online bullying that he received.
Really smashed it with the music, don't we? Who chose this, Billy? Driver talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. I just showed Benty the famous Tiger Woods chip. What did you make of that? First time you've ever seen it?
Unbelievable, and the little Nike logo.
Isn't that incredible?
Thank you. Where's your contract?
Yeah, I bet. Imagine that. Jeez. Still to come, we'll be joined in the studio by rapper Spurs fan AJ Tracy. Just quickly, Everton are not expected to trigger the £50 million option to sign Jack Grealish permanently. Gabriel Martinelli has decided to leave Arsenal. No, he hasn't. Wants to stay at Arsenal beyond the summer, despite the club considering selling him. Just thought.
I'd probably opt to move him on now.
Would you?
Yeah, probably. I like Martinelli, but I just think now
because you've got so many players there, right?
Yeah,
I meant
Trossard.
You get rid of Trossard.
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
You don't want to lose the young kids, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, give them the opportunity.
What's happening to Wanyeri? What's that?
He's at Marseille.
I know. What's happening? Do you want him back?
It depends how he develops, I guess. Also, that picture we're talking about, Sonny Liston. The iconic I-League picture.
Yeah, that's right. Right, what is the greatest sporting moment of all time? Trevor is a Man United fan. Maybe he's got the answer. Trev?
Hello there.
How are you, son? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm very good.
Good.
Yeah, it's Gordon Banks.
The Pele save.
Pele, yeah, 1970 World Cup. Can't get better than that.
Why can't you get better than that? Listen, great save, great moment. The greatest moment in sport is a save.
It's one of the greatest moments. Yeah, obviously there's more, but it's not the greatest. Can't be the greatest.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're looking for the greatest. The number one is what we're after.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it's up there. Yeah, number one.
All right, it's up there, number one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I probably wouldn't have put that anywhere near. I mean, in terms of saves, it's up there with the best.
Yeah.
In terms of sporting moments,
no,
I don't think it'll be in my top 100.
No. What about Brazil's goal from that World Cup?
1970, yeah. Carlos Alberto.
Yeah.
Which takes a little boop off the ground after Pele.
I mean, as a goal, it's probably the greatest goal ever scored.
Yeah. Do you know
as
what?
A team.
The iconic goal I take from that World Cup is the Pele header. How high it comes down from.
Final against Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Celebration was good as well. Lee's an Everton fan. Lee?
Is that the Benton Goldstein show?
No. It's the other way round.
Is that the award-winning Benton Goldstein show?
You're close. You're a little bit closer.
Oh, right. Sorry, you're breaking up, Andy.
You'll be breaking up in a minute. It
Good,
is.
boys, all right?
We're good, Lee. How are you today?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Go on then. Have you got an answer to this impossible question?
It's not impossible, but it's the first time I ever dropped a pint in 51 years of being on this earth is when Fury got up from that Wilder punch. I thought it was out of film, AI or something. I defy anyone to do. It was unreal, wasn't it? Let's be honest about it.
Yeah, I'm amazed. Every time I said I'm amazed the referee just didn't call it off straight away.
Everyone was amazed that he got up. Everyone didn't think it was real. Even what you only have to look at Wilder's face.
Yeah.
When he turns around and see him get up, Wilder runs away, thinks he's knocked him out. No one's ever got up off a punch off him like that.
No.
Nobody.
And you think, bearing in mind how many great moments have been in boxing, you think that's not only just the greatest moment in boxing, but in sport?
Well, over the last 20 years, but most recently, you've got to give credit to Ronnie's 154. That's up there as well. That's up there as well.
153, I think it was, but yeah.
153, 154, whatever.
Yeah.
But
That's
that
a
was
good
one
point.
of the most iconic sporting moments.
Yeah.
People will be talking about that in 50 years' time.
That's a very good point, Lee. I forgot about that. Ronnie O'Sullivan's 153.
Yeah.
It's very rare you get something that happens in sport that's only happened once. No one's ever done it apart from one person, one time.
And people still ain't talking about it.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's quite
I
nuts,
didn't know that
isn't
until
it?
you just said that.
Yeah, I don't think there's another sport where one thing's happened once.
Well, of course there is.
No, the greatest thing that could happen has happened once.
Yeah.
Go on.
What, in terms of the world record in athletics?
Yeah, that's different, isn't it?
That's different.
Yeah, but world records get broken all the time.
Yeah, but it's still once that they do it. So
yeah, but it can be bettered.
Yes, but then that becomes the one. So
most world records, apart from all the ones today, they've all been broken.
Yeah, my point is, you might run 1:9.979.
Yeah.
You're the only person to ever do it, which is incredible.
Yeah,
I run 9:78. I'm the only person to do that.
Yeah. Why you beat me by a millisecond? What did you do that?
You say 9:58, by the way. That's going to take some.
9 what?
5'8".
Yeah.
Even his 19:19 for 200 meters. People like Michael Johnson at 96 ran 19:32, and I remember thinking, ain't no one beating that.
What do you think's more chance of happening? The 200 under 19 or the 100 under 9?
Oh my goodness! Do you know what? I can't see anyone getting anywhere near that.
What one?
Either.
Can you not?
1990 for 200 is obscene.
Yeah, it is.
People don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, you're right.
That is obscene. That.
Michael is a Liverpool fan. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Andy. How you doing, mate? All right?
Very well, thanks. How are you today?
I'm good, mate. Good. First time caller. Hello, Benty.
How you doing, boss? You all right?
That's kind of you to
Yeah,
phone.
good.
What have you got for us?
Love the show.
Thanks,
guys.
Mike.
Thank you. Well, Benty already said it, but the Rumble in the Jungle, I think it's the greatest moment. But there's a few reasons for that. Obviously, the fact that Ali beat him. But if you think about it, Ali didn't go to Vietnam. He got stripped of all his titles.
Yeah, true.
And he had to come back from nothing. He had them hard fights against Fraser. Then George Foreman became a champion. He was a beast. He destroyed everyone. And no one gave Ali a chance. And it was the biggest fight probably ever, I think, in history. And the tactics, the rope-a-dope, the trash talking, he tired him out, and then he finished him off in the 8th round. I think all those things, he came back from nothing and beat a guy. And not forget, when he was stripped of his titles, he lost his prime years, you think, as well. When he could have been at his best.
Excuse me if I'm miles off, Mike. Were you old enough to remember it back then, or was it?
Unfortunately not. I was born in 68, so yeah. So I was a bit young then. So yeah, I don't quite remember it. I'm afraid. Yeah.
I'm the same as Michael in terms of that was my number one because, I mean, was it George Foreman that beat up Fraser Bad, lifted him off the canvas a few times? He hit him.
It was.
That lifted him up a few times. But no, for Ali, man, he's probably right there in terms of we talk about boxing fights and everything's pay-per-view nowadays. Man, imagine if to pay for that fight. That there, for me personally, is probably the biggest boxing fight ever.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay, we go crazy. Well, AJ Fury.
Looking back on it now, yes, you're right. Because back then, the best two would always fight, like the UFC is.
Look,
right?
yeah, exactly.
But now it's all about. I mean, you've got Usyk fighting a kickboxer soon.
Yes, I'm saying.
It's a little bit nuts, that is. Good calls, everyone. What have we come up with? What's the answer to that? It's boxing. It's going to be
mine's Ali Foreman, but yours is 153.
Oh, I was thinking.
Ronnie?
I think I should put Ronnie's in there, yeah. I mean, snooker's been going over 100 years. It's been done once by Ronnie, and that was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but isn't that a new thing, the 1-5?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's been available since day dot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Since day dot, it's the first time it's ever happened.
Wow.
Still to come, we'll be hearing your questions in What's Happening, Benny. Still time to get me in 03717223344. First, a bit of no Googling. Can you name the only two players to finish as top scorer in the Champions League, World Cup and Euros? That's unbelievable.
Champions League, World Cup.
Can you name the only two players ever to finish top scorer, Champions League, World Cup and Euros? They've got 3 trophies on their mantelpiece. One's Champions League top scorer, one's World Cup top scorer, one's Euro top scorer.
Okay.
Can you name the only two players? That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Cool.
You all right? Keeping you up. The answer to that and loads more coming up. What's Happening, Benny, at 6 on today's Drive Time show.
Cucurella had said one or two things that you might have thought would have landed him in similar trouble, but hasn't, whereas Fernandes has been punished. Where do you stand on this? Is it impossible for Fernandes to wear the Chelsea captain's armband again, or is it no highly likely that he will, in view of what the noises are coming out of Chelsea?
No, I think if you get punished and you take it the right way, then he can change and get better and wear the armband again if he has lots of qualities that the manager sees in him. I quite like the punishment. I do feel for the manager at the moment. They've been on a bad run, and he's getting a bit of unfair criticism. It's a lose-lose, really, because if he doesn't do anything, then he's looking like he's not being disciplined enough, and someone will criticise. And if he does it, and then they lose to Man City without arguably one of their best players, their captain, and it's like, why you punish him? Could have fined him, whatever. But I think from a player's perspective is how I always look at it. I think when I've had managers that show a real firm hand to players who you wouldn't think would be treated that way, and I could give you examples, it makes everyone else go, whoa. I remember Houllier when he got the sole job on his own and he went, bum, he got rid of Incy straight away. Didn't want him. Nobody couldn't believe it. He was captain. I remember Neil Lennon was a legend at Crewe, and he messed around one day, sneaking his car down to the training ground we were supposed to jog down. It was like part of the warm-up, and he'd hide his car at the pub, and the manager, saw that he did it, and he didn't play him at the weekend. Done, you're not playing.
Right.
And I was like, my God. And it just sets the tone. I quite like it.
boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the tax man at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Look at, I know. There you go. Look at that.
Debut album on the way. I feel it now. I feel good, man. I feel
Look
good.
at the chain.
Now's the time you want to stick on YouTube, all right? You listen to John.
Go to the side a bit so we can see the whole chain, man.
There you go.
Why has his voice got deeper now?
I know, yeah. Oh, look at that, man.
You're listening to John on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. Still to come, we're going to be hearing your questions. So doesn't suit me. We'll be hearing your questions in What's Happening, Benny. Still time to get yours in. 0371 722 3344. But time now for this.
Yo, it's the Hyperman set. AJ Trace driving direct.
What a goal that
Yes, our feature is Driving Direct. See what we've done there. We're, of course, joined in the studio by a rapper, my new best friend, Spurs fan, AJ Tracy.
Joe said, sit down, Dad. He's not wrong, Joe.
How are you?
I'm well, how you doing?
You brought us a gift.
Yeah, just for you, man.
Can you just explain to people what I'm wearing, because some people haven't got YouTube?
You're wearing a chain made from white and rose gold with a couple of diamonds on it.
A couple of diamonds in.
Couple of diamonds.
Would it suit me?
I think so, you know.
I don't think I've ever had a chain so heavy around my neck.
Looks good.
Seriously, do you walk around with security with this?
Yeah, sometimes.
All right, okay.
Sometimes. Depends on the area. If I feel like it's a bit of a dodgy area, I might bring extra security.
Like talkSPORT?
Nah, I think, honestly, I'll be honest with you, I don't wear it much. I just wear it when it's a special occasion. Obviously, seeing you.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
How are you, my best friend?
I'm well. I'm enjoying the international break. Spurs ain't playing, so
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
It's about to get real hot real quick though.
We'll get to, in fact, we can start with that if you want. Do you want to go straight to that?
Let's get straight to the heart. Rip the band-aid off. Do it.
Should we do that?
Go on, let's do it.
That means there's a band-aid over a horrific scar at the moment. And that scar is Tottenham, although they do have a new manager. I don't think De Zerbi was in charge the last time we spoke to you, was he?
No, he wasn't, no.
What do you make of that appointment?
I mean, tactically, amazing. I think he's one of probably, I'll say, definitely top 10 managers in the world right now. Surely.
Okay,
Surely. Top 10? No.
I need to go through. I need to really.
No, he's not.
I need to analyse that.
I mean,
because you've just thrown that on me like
Right.
bang.
All right, listen.
I would say he might not
Top
be
10.
10 in the Premier League.
What? Oh, that's insane. Okay, he's baiting me. Okay, he's baiting me.
No. Bring the Premier League.
I got a question for you, by the way, quickly.
Go on.
After watching Liverpool's recent matches, are you saying Van Dijk's? Yeah?
It was Bentley that put Van Dijk in that.
Did you agree?
With who, you?
Hold on, you're not going at Van Dijk.
I'm not going.
About the whole Van de Ven situation.
I'm not going at Van Dijk. I'm just saying, I'm seeing things unfold, and it's just, I'm seeing it unfold, yeah.
Do you want to do De Zerbi top 10 first, or Virgil van Dijk first?
No, De Zerbi. Let's stick with De Zerbi, please.
Well, you know, the top of the league's Arsenal.
Yeah, so he's not better than...
Top 10 in the league, yeah?
Well,
You're winding me up. You're winding me up.
He's definitely not top 10 in Europe.
Okay.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay, who's your top 10 in Europe? Let's hear it.
That's hard.
Well, it is hard, but I mean, I'm going to include international managers, right?
Yeah. International managers?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing
I think it's easy to go
We're
top
not doing
10
that.
Prem.
Okay, top 10 Prem.
Right,
Okay,
Arsenal's
fine.
one.
Right, you've got the list in front of you. Go
Arsenal.
through it.
Yeah.
Do we all agree on Arteta?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Okay. Pep, obviously.
Yeah.
Carrick.
Unknown at the moment, so we'll put that on the side note.
See?
All right, we'll put that. Okay.
Unai Emery.
Not better than Emery. Hold on, would you agree with that?
Tactically, I think he's better than Emery.
What are you talking about?
Come on.
Come on.
Hey,
if you want this chain back.
Hey, boys, sue me.
Well, I think we can afford to.
Slot. Oh, yeah. Slot's gonna get fired soon. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Your boy always.
It's not getting fired soon. Yes or no?
Yeah, at the end of the season, but he still won a Premier League.
He still won a Premier League.
So we're doing it based on things we won, right?
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's you.
Just hold that sentiment. Everyone, you heard them say that. Just hold that sentiment. We'll get back to that later. Cool.
Liam Rossinho.
No.
He's not better than Liam Rossinho?
No, he is.
All right, okay.
Keith Andrews.
We're up to 5. We're doing good things there. Go on.
You're not going to find 5 more. Stop. Just stop this.
Moyes.
Oh, I'd say...
This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy.
I'm serious. Moyes is better.
Tactically, yeah?
What, as a manager? Conference winners at West Ham? What do West Ham win?
Oh, please, man. Please.
Look what he's doing with Everton. He's going to get in Champions League football.
Please.
Okay, go on.
Marco Silva.
Not better than Marco Silva.
Okay.
Fabian Hertzler.
Maybe not.
Regis Labrie.
He's done wonders there, right?
Eddie Howe. He's not better than Eddie Howe.
He's not better than Eddie Howe. It's 8.
Eddie Howe's a good manager.
Iriola. Bournemouth.
Good manager.
Who's better?
I think they're similar, to be honest. I put them probably on the same level.
Okay, this one.
You're going to struggle now.
Go on.
Glasner.
Simply for Glasner's attitude, I'll say he's better than Glasner. I'll be honest.
No
Yeah.
way.
What about
He's abandoning his team right now. Is he not?
He's won the FA Cup. He might win in Europe, and he won the Community Shield.
So we're basing how good you are based on what you won. Right, got it.
With
got
Palace.
it. Stamped. I'm hearing that. Just so I know what you lot are
With
based on.
Palace.
Cool.
Yeah.
Come on.
No problem.
No,
You're a United fan, right?
we need one more.
Wait. You're a United fan.
Let's get to 10, then we
But you are, right? Yeah. Cool. I've got a perfect question for you in a minute. Go on.
Farker. He's better than Farker.
He is better than Falcon.
Vitor Pereira is better than him.
Why did you even indulge in what he's saying? Don't be silly.
Go on,
Don't
we
be
need one
silly.
more.
Okay, Spurs was 17th.
Right.
18th. Who's that? He's not better than Nuno.
He's not better than
Not
You
better
go
than
10. Boom. Done it. So I've won the chain.
I think he's better than Nuno, I'll be honest.
You
think that.
said he's better than Unai Emery.
You said...
Tactically. We're not basing on what he's won. He hasn't done anything at Spurs yet, so we don't know.
Do you think then he's going to keep you up? Just getting a new manager in?
Honestly, I don't know. Spurs bias aside, I actually don't know. I don't think it's down to him. I think it's down to the players, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, you got Kudus is out now. You see that today?
Well, Madders might be back though, so it's kind of like...
Do you think he's the missing piece?
Madders?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And Kulusevski, honestly, he's missed.
the one.
He's
That's
missed,
the
man.
one.
He's really missed, bro. He's missed.
Yeah.
He's really missed.
Such a big game you got the weekend because, of course,
Massive
you
game.
could be playing that game starting off in the bottom 3, right?
Why are you laughing so much?
I'm not laughing. I'm just looking at you. I'm not laughing.
You know what people were saying to me after the week before last? They're saying, yeah, you told him he's a traitor. He's a traitor.
I'm a traitor. How is that
He's a traitor. He's a traitor.
Why is Benny a traitor?
He's a traitor because he's playing both sides. He plays both sides.
Oh, no, I don't play. I need one side now.
Yeah.
Have you ever won a Spurs shirt before?
Yeah, cool.
But you support Arsenal?
Yeah.
Shit. It's done. That's the end of it.
Would you play?
No, I wouldn't. I'm not wearing Arsenal top for anything.
Would you play at the Emirates?
Would I play at Emirates?
Yeah.
What do you mean? For Arsenal? If I played for...
No, AJ Tracy, big concert Emirates Stadium.
No.
You are lying.
Well, why would I play at the Emirates? Wait. Why would I play at the Emirates if I could play at Tottenham Stadium?
No, but you can't. Tottenham, it's Beyonce's right now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Then I'll play at the stadium and like, done.
Stadium Light, you go to Sunderland for that?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Double the money.
I'll play at Stamford Bridge. It's next to my house, round the corner. I'll play at Stamford Bridge,
all
done.
the stadiums are busy.
Stamford Bridge, Craven Cottage.
They're all busy.
QPR, I'll be at QPR.
They're all busy apart from Emirates.
Apart from Emirates. Guess I'm not performing that weekend.
Hold on.
Concert's cancelled.
Have you ever played the Emirates?
No. Never. Wembley, I've done Wembley.
Check that word.
You never played the Emirates?
Never.
Okay.
Never. Look, he's scared.
Hold on. Do you not see me, Robbie?
No.
You've never sung with Robbie?
No, you got me and Leaf will be confused.
No. I'm just talking about at a stadium. You've never.
No, I haven't.
You've never sung at the Emirates ever?
Never. He thinks he's got me here. He thinks he's got me, innit?
You must have sung at one London stadium.
At one London stadium. Yeah, no, Wembley. I've performed.
And that's it?
That's it. Just Wembley. That's it. I promise you. I don't know if that's I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
Right. Listen, yesterday we were discussing hate watching
Yeah.
on the show. Did you? I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah.
I was talking about the fact there was 2 games of football on the other night.
Yeah.
One was Real Madrid against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Like, some of the best players on show.
Yeah.
And the other one was Arsenal.
Which is what I was watching.
I was watching that as well because I wanted Arsenal to lose.
Same.
And this is hate watching.
Yeah.
So you, like me, and like millions of listeners to the show, decided to watch a game not because the better players were on show, because for comedic value it would be funny if Arsenal.
Of course.
I haven't got a problem with that. You got a problem?
No, of course not. I flew to Germany last season to watch Arsenal lose against Bayern.
Okay, I got a question for you because we had people.
I swear to God.
Hold on. So, okay, you did what?
I flew to Germany to watch Arsenal lose against Bayern. 1-0.
2 seasons ago.
1-0. 2 seasons ago.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Hold
Seasons
on. You're a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
And you paid money.
Kane and Dyer played for Bayern. I went to see my boys defeat them lot.
But if it wouldn't have been Arsenal, would you have still gone to that game?
Yeah, of course. I'm a neutral. Watch a neutral match.
All right, okay.
I love football.
I thought you just flew. No, because I admire you if you did that. I thought you just flew.
No, I did. Honestly, I did. I flew just to watch Arsenal lose. I knew they were going to lose. I swear to God. You don't believe it? I swear to God.
That's amazing.
Of course I did.
That's a new level,
That is a new level, that is.
I'm the number 1 Arsenal hater. Everyone knows this.
Okay, last question. Serious question. We had West Ham fans come on yesterday.
Say that again?
We had West Ham fans come on yesterday.
Yes.
Would you take Spurs going down this season if it meant Arsenal didn't win the league?
No.
See? There you go.
I'm a Spurs fan. What are you talking about?
There you go. West Ham fans are
the truth is, if you want to call Spurs a small club, small-mindedness is concentrating on what you lot are doing rather than what we got going. That's insane.
But one of the questions you were asking yesterday, would you rather finish second behind Arsenal winning the Prem?
Yeah.
Or finish 8th and Arsenal finish second?
Oh, no, in that case, I'll finish 8th.
There you go.
No, West Ham, I'm talking about West Ham fans were saying that.
Well, not relegation. Relegation is insane. That's too far.
West Ham fans would take going down, the ones we spoke to.
What?
Over Arsenal winning it.
Hey, West Ham fans. What can I say? Yeah. West Ham fans.
That is bizarre.
That's insane. They don't even mean that. They're just saying that for comedic value. They don't mean that.
Do you think Arsenal win the league this year?
Yeah, of course. You have to win. There's no way you don't win the league.
Have we got time to carry this on, Joe? We have, okay. Because we've got you till 6, but we've got so much to cram in. All right, I'm sitting here normally with this.
I've got a really quick question for you. Can I please?
Yeah,
really
of
quick?
course.
Just based on what you said earlier about trophies mean that you're better. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Cool. So, who's the better player? British player, yeah? Bale or Rooney, in your opinion?
Bale.
Oh, yeah? You believe that, yeah?
Yeah.
Over Rooney, yeah? As a United fan, you're going to sit here and say that?
Only because I know where your argument's going to go with this.
Exactly. Checkmate. Done. Easy.
Well, no.
5 UCLs, according to you, says that he's the better player.
We were discussing managers.
Yeah. So for players, it doesn't count. It's just for managers.
I think it's different. I think because managers are only judged on their honours.
Okay.
Players are judged on how they perform and their honours.
Is Southgate a good manager?
In my opinion, no.
This guy's a Grinch, isn't it? It's hard to defeat him. He's actually a Grinch. It's hard to defeat him.
No, but he hasn't won anything.
But you honestly, in your opinion, think Rooney's a better player than Bale, though, right?
It's an unbelievable question.
Of course, it's a hard. Who's the greatest British player of all time? You're going to say Rooney.
Probably Beckham.
Is it? Yeah.
I love Beck.
No, I love Beck. I wouldn't say he's the best ever, but he's up there. Definitely.
Greatest ever.
British player. Got one of them here.
Move out the way, Ben.
My God.
It's a toss-up point. It's a great question. Maybe Gareth Bale.
5 UCLs suggests he must be.
Yeah.
He must be.
But you're playing in an unbelievable team. I know Man United and Wayne Rooney, but...
Yeah.
But go on, what's your point? You think...
Well, you said you was basing the managers off what they've won.
I think it's different
but not
managers.
Tactics,
no,
right?
I think it's different for managers.
I don't think it is.
You're only judged as a manager on your honours, right?
But if you're a great manager with great tactics and you clearly have something going on, but the club doesn't support you, the hierarchy won't give you the tools you need, you can't just be a rubbish manager.
Oliver Glasner didn't have the tools at Palace, yet he got them to win the FA Cup. That's unbelievable.
No, that's a great achievement. I'm not knocking what he done.
Ruben Amorim, right? The same players.
Hold on, we're not doing Ruben Amorim. Hold on a second.
I'm just pointing out the difference between an awful manager and what looks like a good manager.
Okay.
Ruben Amorim, same set of players. Decided to play 3 at the back, wrong players, wrong positions. players not even in the team like Kobe Mainu. Michael Carrick comes in, same group of players, makes them look a completely different team, gets them up to third. Steven Gerrard at Aston Villa, right? They were knocking on the door of relegation. Unai Emery comes in, gets them into the Champions League. That's what I think the difference is between a good manager and a great one. With the same set of tools, he can get a completely different.
Did Unai Emery have the same tools, or did he have a couple upgrades?
Yeah, same tools to begin with.
Couple upgrades?
No, not to begin with.
Oh, to begin with. All right, fine. To begin with, fine.
The first game they beat you, didn't they? At Villa Park.
Calm down.
But I also think Ruben Amorim would have had a better time in the Premier League if he wasn't as stubborn and he just changed his formation and just changed how he plays a little bit.
Yeah, but the fact he was means he...
Fine, fine. Okay. So Bale, yeah? So the answer's Bale.
Don't push me. I don't know. It's a great question.
It is a good question.
What's
it is a
your
good
answer
question.
to that?
Yeah, Bale. It is Bale.
What are you going
I
with?
love Rooney, though. I love Rooney. Rooney's one of my favourite players, but it is Bale.
Yeah, I need to think about that.
It is Bale, though.
It's closer than you think.
Yeah.
Bale was a joke.
We'll have a think about that. Maybe we'll do it on tomorrow's show. And when we come back, we'll have more from our superstar guest.
No, I think Gabby's spot on, Alan. To be honest, I think if you make that decision now, there's a danger that United don't finish in the top 5, don't get Champions League football.
Why?
Then you
Why?
look a bit
Because
silly.
he's now he relaxes, or because the players take the foot off
Just
the
happens
gas? Why?
sometimes, doesn't it? It happens.
Well, that was going to be my next point. I think if you do make that decision, then there is a danger maybe the players relax and take their foot off the gas. Obviously, from what we're hearing from Ahmad and Brian and Boomer, they're the players very much behind Carrick. They would say that. They're not going to say anything different in a press conference environment. But there's some tough games to come. I'm going to be at Old Trafford on Monday. Leeds, the visitors, never an easy game. Obviously, a big rivalry between the two. They've still got to go to Chelsea, who they're competing with for the top 5. They've still got to host Liverpool, who are right up there in terms of the Champions League as well. Sunderland away has been a difficult trip for a lot of teams this season. And then Brighton away on the final day. So it's not a given yet that United finish in the top 5. So I think just keep their powder dry. What I would say is quite telling is that, as I understand it, they've not yet sounded out any potential alternatives for Michael Carrick. We're 6 weeks away from the end of the season. Obviously, plans are for the summer transfer, though Carrick has been a part of those conversations. So I think certainly he's in the box seat.
I think as well, there's even when they do give it him at the end of the season, they don't need to give him a long-term contract, Al. They could literally look at a 1 year, 2 year deal and see how it goes, can't they, Crookie? Because, no offence to Michael Carrick, but there's not going to be
Driver talkSPORT, it's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, and the wonderful, our friend, rapper and Spurs fan, AJ Tracy. Still to come, we'll be hearing your voice, noticing what's happening, Benty. Now, just quickly, before the break, we discussed hate watching in football. Someone who is definitely a fan of hate watching is talkSPORT's very own Jamie O'Hara. Caused a bit of a stir this week. I don't know if you saw it. He put together his top 5 goalkeepers in the world. Do you see this? He didn't include Arsenal's David Raya. He picked Thibaut Courtois, Donnarumma. Can we put your mic on, Jack? Can you put his mic on? Jack, stop. There you go.
Oh, perfect. Good keeper, that.
Thanks,
good keeper.
Jack. It's only 3 months. Thibaut Courtois, Donnarumma, Manuel Neuer, Alisson, and Jordan Pickford.
Oh, good list, that.
In terms of expected goals, Raya has prevented more goals with his saves than any other goalkeeper in the Champions League since the start of the season, 9.2. He's also saved 90% of shots on target he's faced in the Champions League this season, the 4th highest in Champions League history. What do you make of that top 5 O'Hara pick? Courtois, Donnarumma, Neuer.
You don't believe that.
Good list.
No,
Good
listen,
list.
you
Good list.
you know
good
your
list.
stuff. You don't believe
You're
that.
siding with a Spurs fan.
Good list. Good list.
Vicario, is it?
It's not Ramsdale, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much.
Have you seen, by the way, you've been linked to James Trafford. You seen that?
Have I?
Not you.
Me, yeah.
Spurs have, yeah.
Have I, yeah? No, I have seen that. He's a good keeper, though.
Very good keeper.
I'll take
yeah.
him, definitely.
Yeah, he's an upgrade, right?
Definitely. Yeah, he is an upgrade, to be honest, yeah.
Right, Raya's top 5 in the world.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he isn't. No,
How is he not?
No, he's not. Mike Manning's better than him.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Magic Mike. You love Magic Mike at your club.
I know, I like right, but I think Ray's better.
No, he's not.
All the stats I've given you, I mean, when you go back...
Wait, those stats, by the way, you say, what was it? 90% of...
90% shots on target is faced in the Champions League. That's the 4th highest in Champions League history.
If you're a striker and you're trying to shoot through 11 players, that's going to happen, obviously. Because you just... Have you seen how they play? They play anti-football. Do they not? Do they? What do you think?
I still think that's a record. Listen,
it's a good record. It's a good record. It's a good record.
I do think Ray should be in that list.
Top 5 in the world.
Come on.
Nah, I don't know, man.
You can't name me 5 that. Mike Mannion is not better.
No, you know, I'm a reasonable guy. As much as I hate Arsenal, yeah? Rice, he's up there. Gabriel, up there. Saliba, up there. Saka, up there. Raya, I don't know, man. I'll be honest. The jury's out on that one.
What about you've got your second choice goalkeeper in goal Sunderland this weekend? I mean,
Kinski.
I like Kinski.
Slipski.
Happens.
Why
it
do you
happens.
like
It happens. It happens. What can we
twice?
say though? It does happen.
Twice.
Yeah, but then he got hooked, innit? So it's what can you do?
Yeah.
You hook him and you crush his confidence, or you don't hook him and then it happens again. So what can you do?
When you say you like him, I mean, have you seen a lot of him?
No, but when I saw him play before, he was a hot prospect. Like when we bought him, he was like a hot prospect. He's good at shot stopping. I think his distribution is much better than Vicario. Vicario cannot distribute. Like he started doing that thing that you lot do, where you put the ball down and someone else comes and kicks the ball for you. I didn't even know that was allowed. I'll be honest. I actually didn't know you could do that until recently. I saw it happen. I was like, why are you lot doing this? My little brother was like, oh, you can't really kick the ball properly. So it's a shame.
Shall we have a bit of fun with Best of talkSPORT?
Please.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, the comedy continues. All right, let's kick things off with this afternoon's Hawksby and Baker show. Here's Charlie explaining when he surprised his wife by turning up in a full Torquay United kit.
Have you ever seen the big purple quality street ball?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Wow,
It's purple top, purple shorts, purple socks.
Right.
Anyway, it arrived this morning.
Not the full kit.
Full kit.
Oh, no.
Not the socks. I didn't get the socks. But when am I going to wear the
You'd
socks?
had a couple of Sagres, had you? And you'd won the
It
game.
arrived this morning. And I walked into my bedroom. My wife was in bed.
Yeah.
In my purple football kit.
Yeah.
She went, what is that?
Right.
Just play the whole show, shall we? Is it ever okay for an adult, AJ, to wear full kit?
Nah, definitely not.
Never.
Purple socks is insane, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Purple socks.
What about
Looking
football
like a
shirt?
Cadbury's bar.
Football shirt, all right? You got a
Football
Spurs shirt?
Yeah, football shirt's all right.
Where'd you wear that?
Where do I wear it?
On stage?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
on stage.
Okay, whose name you got on the back? Why don't you have Benty on the back?
Son. Yeah, right. Arsenal traitor.
Do you want one?
Traitor.
I've got a nice.
If you got a signed one for me, I'll take it, definitely.
I'll do it for you.
100%. I'll
What
take
did you
that.
say? Have you got a snide one?
If you got a signed one for me.
Oh, a signed one.
A signed one.
That's what I thought you meant. Bentley, what's the habit of yours that your partner hates? Apart from the obvious.
Probably the dishwasher situation. I told you that, didn't I?
I agree with you on that.
One plate in there.
What?
Because, like, if I open the dishwasher and I've got one dirty plate and it's full, I think, I can't wait to put it away. So I then put my one dirty plate back in the clean stuff and just wash the whole thing again.
That's insane. What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
It's lazy.
Because he's an ex.
You know what it is? Too much money.
Hold on.
It's too much money.
Yeah, you are sitting there dressed like a Bond girl.
No, that's cheeky.
Right, on to last night's Sports Bar. Here's Cundy and O'Hara discussing Katie Price's boyfriend potentially buying Chelsea. What?
Do you know what, right? I'm not even going to entertain that rubbish with an answer.
No?
No, it's just, it's just folly. It's balderdash.
It is absolute nonsense.
Roman Abramovich, Todd Bowley, Katie Price.
It is absolute nonsense. I mean,
What do you reckon? Jace, Katie could be head of recruitment.
Which celebrity would you like to see buy Spurs?
Which celebrity would I like to see buy Spurs? Whoever's got the most bread. I mean, whoever's got the most money.
Man United? Sir Jim?
No, definitely not Sir Jim. He's terrible for it. Anyone but Sir Jim.
Oh, Adele.
Yeah, okay.
Adele.
She Arsenal fan, she?
No, don't be silly. Don't be ridiculous. You wish.
Do you want Adele to buy Spurs?
She's proper Spurs. She
Adele
loves
to rap?
Spurs. She loves Spurs. No, yeah, nice one.
What's your favourite celebrity beef of all time? I'll come to you first.
Celebrity beef of all time. Probably 50 Cent Ja Rule. I like that beef. That's a funny one.
You don't have that, do you?
Something that happened in I'm a Celebrity.
I prefer LL Cool J and Cannabis, but yeah, Karen.
There's someone called Cannabis.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that on there, yeah?
Yeah, of course. It's the name of a rapper.
Okay.
Is it?
Is it? That's what I was about to say. Is it?
Second round knockout. What a tune that is.
I don't know what you're
Have you had any beef with anyone before?
No, I never.
You must have
Not
done.
me. Nah, not me. Nah.
Everyone loves you.
Nah, yeah, I'm just a nice guy, man.
That's nice.
Still,
all round.
someone have a little poke, though?
They try. I'll just ignore it, though.
Do you?
Yeah, of course.
No, man. Fire shots back, man.
Look, I'm on talkSPORT. We've got bigger fish to fry. Look.
Yes, we have.
I like
Of course
that.
we do.
I like
See?
that.
Come on, man.
There'll be another Best of talkSPORT on tomorrow's show. We've got to say goodbye to you, sadly.
Oh, that's sad.
30 minutes
That's
up.
sad.
Thaning you so much.
I enjoy my time with you guys. I do.
We love you
I
coming
do.
in.
I do.
You next week?
I'll do this.
next
Week
week?
after next, I think. I think it's every other Thursday.
Okay.
But I'm going to try and I'll have a word with these or see if I can come in a bit more.
I hope it's next Thursday.
I hope so.
For obvious
For you.
reasons.
For you. I hope so for you.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
No, I hope it's whatever Thursday, the day you're meant to win the league is. I hope that day I'm in.
Let's hope that day never comes there.
Yeah, honestly. Meant to win the league, yeah? Meant to.
Meant to. AJ,
Cheers, boys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, boys.
Last hour coming your way with me and Bentley. And what's happening, Bentley, right after this Live and Drive and talkSPORT?
The bottom line is, if it's good enough for Real Madrid and it was good enough for Klopp, how's it not good enough for Tuchel?
How much? I mean, Madrid are not a good side this season.
No.
And are not going to win very much this season, are they? And Thomas Tuchel's got one opportunity to win something. And so he's got a limited amount of time to do it. And Klopp didn't win the things that people suggested he could have won. Whilst he's got a huge reputation on Merseyside and well-deserved, and his brand of football was fabulous to watch, the actual trophy haul was somewhat less significant than perhaps the reputation has been able to be steeped upon. And that's not a criticism, it's just a simple statement of fact. If you're getting into this tournament and you require Trent Alexander-Arnold to get past Ghana, to get past a weak Croatia side, and to get past Panama, then there's something fundamentally wrong, full stop. Not suggesting that he can't do the things that you ask him to do. I think you can beat those teams without Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's when it comes to the side, when you start playing against the teams that historically have caused us problems. And if you put Trent Alexander-Arnold on that side and ask him to defend, he's going to get done. And Tuchel doesn't want that, I suspect. And whilst it's okay, you can overcompensate for it and you can shift people across and start to cover for Trent. You start to balance the side to achieve that. So it's not about Trent being in the 35, which he probably could and should be, because there's no reason for him not to be, really. But you start chucking him in against games against Ghana, then you'll have this massive press reaction to the fact if he doesn't play against a side where Tuchel thinks we need to defend better.
Yeah.
I think it's great that Trent can hit a winning ball. But we talk, whenever we haven't got something, we always talk, whenever we see something, we always talk about what we haven't got. Players get better when they're not playing. So when put Trent Alexander in the England side, and the England side plays a poor game, and he plays.
From the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell, and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles," and some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Welcome back to Last Hour Drive of talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent.
Jack, I'm a fan.
Jack, that is unbelievable.
Jack, that wasn't even today. That was 2 weeks ago you've grabbed that. Dear.
Jack, look at his face. He's happy with that.
He plays that to his wife. Is that your ringtone? Still to come, we joined by Kevin Atchard for a bit of Drive Worldwide.
How are we? Well, we chaps.
Yeah, Kev, what's going on there? Wrong phrase, but nice to hear you.
That's a joke. That's like a recording.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk to him in a bit. Because now it's time for this.
Benty, what's up? Oh, Benty, what's up? What's up, Benty? What
Benty?
Bryson DeChambeau, by the way, just finished hole 10 evens at the moment. Rory on 9 is 1 under. Right, time for a bit of what's happening, Benty. This is where we give you the floor to ask for Burton Albion, Low Knee, Darren Bent, anything your heart desires. Should we start with the first one? We shall.
What's happening, Benty? Andrew here. Where would you rank yourself and Goldstein A to Z on the celebrity status?
Oh, wow.
You're probably like a Y.
Why? I'm just happy to be in the top 25.
Yeah, I'll take probably a K.
Who's A on that? Who's A?
Well, A's are like
Bex.
like Denzel, DiCaprio.
I'd say Bex is that level.
Yeah, he's definitely an
all-round superstar.
Yeah, A category.
Yeah, what's B level?
I'd say B's like it's quite hard that, you know, because you've got to go down a level.
B's going to be someone like a. Where would you put Hugh Grant on that list? I don't know why he's popped into, but I'm thinking
at one point he was an A.
Yeah.
Maybe like a B now because he's not really
B-list. Hugh Grant.
No, he's A.
Where's Daniel Craig?
Oh, he's bloody A. He's Bond. Of course he's A.
Is he A?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Hugh Grant's B or C?
See, I don't feel comfortable putting Hugh Grant the same as Denzel.
No, he's not. Where
no, I think he is. I think he's still.
Where are you putting Gemma Collins?
Oh, don't know. Kevin Baker's like a B. There you go.
Why have you got Kevin Baker?
Because it was in my head. Tremors.
All right.
Kevin Baker's.
Where are you putting David Hasselhoff?
Okay, The Rock, A-list.
Yeah, where are you putting Hasselhoff?
Oh, he's like a B now, isn't he?
Is he as high as a B?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to put him A because he was my guy back in growing up.
Where are you putting Adam Woodyat?
I don't know who that is.
Ian Beale, EastEnders.
Oh, D.
D-list?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm nowhere near that yet.
No, nowhere near that.
No.
Where are you putting Spencer Oliver?
Oh, we're above him, I think.
You think we're above Spencer?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Tell me what list the following are on, right? Simon Jordan, Jim White.
Are we talking about him from a broadcast perspective?
Yeah.
Oh, A.
Both of them?
Yeah.
As a not A, we're up against them in
I get it, but come on. We're an A. In the broadcast,
right.
isn't it?
No, on the other list then.
Oh, so, come on, they're not in the...
Where's Simon Jordan? What letter?
It's hard, that. He's not with them boys, is he?
No.
Sure, I'll put him probably above Ian Bill. So, tell you that.
Where would you put Jack?
Oh, Jack's up there, Mum.
Yeah, where? Jack's like number plates. You've gone through the alphabet. You've gone back to the beginning. You double A'd it, double B'd it. There you go.
You ain't ever gonna get this candy.
Why have you got Gemma Collins?
Why have you...
That's unbelievable, Jack. That is... Like, you've waited 4.5 years to press that Gemma Collins button, haven't you? Yeah. Should we move on to the next one? Good question, that.
Benty! Question for you then. Fast forward 12, 15 years from now, Ipswich are back in the Premier League, and your son Milan is the captain. Last game of the season against Arsenal. Ipswich need a win to avoid relegation. Arsenal need the win to win the league. And not just win the league, but that league caps off a treble. In your heart of hearts, what do you want to happen?
It's easy, that.
Yeah, you should have put treble in there because you're going to go.
There you go. Easy.
So take the treble out.
No, you can't do that. No,
Yeah,
that's the question. So basically, Milan to score the winner to keep Ipswich up because Arsenal have already won 2 trophies. Thank you very much. Come on.
Because that means you've won the FA Cup and the Champions League.
Yeah.
Well, that's a silly question.
Well, it's not a silly question. So,
okay.
No, but I'm only answering what's on this list. And
Make sure you send another one in next week.
But for Milan to score the winner to keep Ipswich up, incredible.
I love the fact a caller has used your son.
I know, yeah, I love that. A good question, though, outside the box.
Yeah, good question. That's what we're looking for. Drummer, would you hit another bass drum for me, please?
What's up, Benty? How's it going, boys? 2-part question, Benny. If you could only ever tell the truth or only ever lie, what would you choose, and what would you fear most about the choice that you make?
That is an unbelievable question.
Yeah, I'd rather from this day forward, I'd rather just tell the truth.
No, absolute garbage.
Yeah, I would. I can't just lie the whole time.
You trust me.
No, but I said from this day forward. So that's what I said. I'd tell the truth.
If I said, what did you do 3 weeks ago? You'd have to tell me.
Yes, but I'd say from now.
Yeah, but imagine the fun I could have on air. I'll go like Benny when you were at this club.
No, but it starts from now. So so you can't go back to last week or even yesterday. You have to go back to 6:09, 12 seconds.
Right.
So what do you do? 6:09, 11.
I don't know if that'd be good.
You can't just lie.
Do people know you're always lying? That's the thing. If people always know, then it's a problem.
Of course it is.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Tough question.
Give me tell the truth, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Then I'm on it. Go, listen, I've told the truth now.
Yeah, you could say, if you were lying, you could say that.
No, but what, I'm telling the truth when I'm lying.
Yeah, people wouldn't know. Most people do when they lie. They say, I'm telling the truth, don't they? That's what a lie is.
That's true, yeah. Nah, I'm still on with that guy, on the honest guy.
But I don't know if you're telling the truth. You might be lying.
Ah, see.
You might have chosen to lie.
Bluff.
Yeah, very clever. On to the next one.
What's up? Benty, since it's the Masters, what is easier? A free foot putt to win the Masters or the last penalty kick in a World Cup final for your country?
Oh, free pot, easy. Because you miss the pot, you're going to be gutted and people around you be gutted. You miss a penalty to win the World Cup, everyone in the country hates you.
And also, if you miss a 3-foot putt for the Masters, that means you're in the playoff.
But also, yes, you'll be disappointed because you've missed it and not won it. But
you said what's harder?
Oh, I just think the pressure for taking a pen in the World Cup final is horrible.
3 foot's doable, 5 foot's not. 5-foot putt in.
3 foot. Is that about 3 foot there? McIlroy.
That's about 5 foot, that is.
Oh, no, see,
this is very tough.
The World Cup.
For a birdie McIlroy to go 2 under, by the way.
The World Cup penalty, with all your country watching, people going, oh, yeah, I can't wait, and then you miss it. And people just go, you've let your country down. You get all that.
Rory didn't miss it. It's 2 under now.
Yeah, no, I'm taking. I'd rather do that than take the penalty.
I tipped Rory to win it again this year.
Yeah.
He's just finished on 36. Well, no, 34. He's 2 under. 34 for front 9. That's unbelievable. My front number, Rory gets 34. My front 9 this morning at West Essex was 40, and he's 34.
Well, that's a big gap, that, right?
Well, 6 shots.
So you play,
Slightly different course.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, slightly different. On to the next one, please, Jacqueline.
What's happening, Benty? Paul from London. Swim with sharks or skydive? You have to do one.
I tell you what, I'm backstroking with the sharks, man.
That's such a great question.
Yeah, I'm swimming with the sharks. I ain't skydiving, no way.
You die.
How'd you know that?
Well, you've got more chance of dying swimming with sharks because they attack people.
Well, no, swimming with sharks, I ain't got to get in the middle of them. I can just kind of round the outside and jump out, jump back in again.
Okay, where are you swimming with them first? In a pool?
In a swimming pool.
What, like an Olympic-sized pool?
Yeah.
How many sharks?
One.
Right, and how long you got to be in it for?
You just said swim with it. So
no, I'll tell you what you should be. You're in the pool for as long as a skydive would take. So
yeah.
How long are you falling for? 3 minutes?
Yeah, I'll be in the pool for 3 minutes. As long as I've got goggles, I can see what's going on underwater. So if everybody's comes towards me, I can try and...
If it comes towards you, you're done.
Yeah, no.
What's the big shark film? Where he's massive, not Jaws. But the shark is like 100 foot. The Meg.
Yeah.
Well, you got that in the pool.
Oh, it's big. That's a big old shark, though.
Yeah.
The Meg. No, I'll do that because it's probably stuck.
Would you ever skydive?
Never. No way.
For no money, like tandem?
Nope. But watching people just flip up the air.
Yeah,
because I don't like, you know, when you're having that dream and it wakes you up because you feel like you're falling, you jump.
Yeah. Right?
It's like that for 3 minutes.
I just don't think I could do that.
I'd have a heart attack.
Yeah, I think I'd have a heart attack.
That falling of just free falling.
Has anyone in the gallery ever done a skydive? No. Yeah.
You know when they're just going around? No.
Yeah. Jack's done a bungee, have you? I couldn't do that either. Couldn't do it. It must have been a really high bungee. You're quite tall. Yeah. On to the next one.
Happening, Benty. Would you go 12 rounds with a Toma for £1 million?
Yeah.
You couldn't. He'd knock you out in the first.
Yeah, and also as well.
That was a silly question that is.
I mean, how much the money? He's good, but like, there are other people that would scare me more than him.
I think your scare level against a Toma is 10.
No, like he beat me, yes, and he knocked me out. Yeah, I get that. But prime Mike Tyson, which is more scary.
Yeah, that is scary. Yeah, you ain't lasting.
No,
I don't think you'll last 30 seconds with Tyson.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that would scare me more. That
okay. Good question. On to the next one.
That's the last one.
Oh, is that the last one?
It was quite quick, that wasn't it?
That was quite quick. Good work though, everyone. I liked it. Yeah. There'll be another one of those next. Is it Thursday already? When you have that Monday bank holiday, the time just flies, doesn't it? When we come back, we will be... we've got a guest in the studio. We're talking darts, a bit of a superstar. Join us. I'll reveal more in just a moment. We've got the end of show quiz and team news ahead of another busy night of football live on the talkSPORT network. And the big names continue. Kevin Hatchard joins us right after this.
I'm claustrophobic, Darren!
Let's go to Jay. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Jay?
All right, Jay.
How you doing, lads?
All right, matey.
I'm all right, Jay. You happy?
Yeah. No, I'm not, mate. No, not really.
What do you mean?
That was absolutely diabolical. Where was Martinelli tonight? Where was he?
What do you mean? You just got one of the best assists of the season.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, we're flying, aren't we, lads? Do you know what happened? Me and me boy. Listen, me and me boy.
Final of the Champions League. 1-0.
Me and me boy. I mean, mate that I work with, he's a Tottenham fan, right? So we've got a Tottenham fan in between us. We got the 68 minutes. We were all yawning.
No, it's a tough one.
Literally yawning. So listen, we flicked over to the Real Madrid game with Bayern Munich. Oh my days!
Hold on. You turned over.
Too right, mate. Why not do that?
You turned over at Champions League quarter-final watching your team. You turned over and watched Real Madrid.
What would you want me to do? Go to bed at like 9:20, mate? Like,
that's an absolute disgrace. Jay, you're a disgrace. I'm sorry.
That is poor, mate.
That's
really?
shocking.
Why are you
You're not
saying
watching
that?
your own team.
Listen, I wanted to watch football tonight, so I had
You're
to
an
go
Arsenal
over to
fan.
Real Madrid and Bayern Munich to actually see a bit of football, lads. And what is all this all about? It's all about Arteta, isn't it? We're all crumbling, you know, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, we're gone. And then tonight was the night that we went out to Lisbon, right, and we put a foot down and we showed that we want to win the Champions League. We're up, mate, nothing tonight.
You won 1-0.
68 minutes. Oh, Jamie, come on, bruv.
Gonna kick in any minute. Gonna kick in any minute. You just no, not yet. You know, there's a big drop of a bass coming up. I mean, it has to be, right? Joe says no. I'm telling you, it's happening about now. Not as big as I thought. Still to come, we'll be joined in the studio by pro darts player Charlie Manby. Just quickly, Forest reportedly want more than £100 million if they're going to sell Elliot Anderson.
I'm going to pay that.
Yeah, I'd pay that. Yeah, good money that is. Day one of the Masters. Sean O'Brien is watching for talkSPORT. Shawnee.
Yeah, Sam Burns and Patrick Reed lead the way on 4 under. 2 eagles for Patrick Reed on the front 9, actually. And this is a Masters champion, 2-time winner on the DP World Tour this season. And he's very much making his presence felt at Augusta National. 1 shot behind him and playing in the same group is Tommy Fleetwood. 3 under through 10. A lot of people think this will be his breakthrough year at the majors. Then you've got Rory McIlroy and Xander Schauffele at 2 under and right in the mix. But now we turn our attention back to the first tee because the afternoon wave has begun. John Rahm just teed off alongside Ludwig Åberg and Chris Gotterup. I make Rahm the man to beat this week. A lot of people fancy Åberg as well. And then a few more contenders in the next hour. We'll see Justin Rose, Bob McIntyre and world number 1 Scotty Scheffler get their Masters underway. So they're all looking up at the Americans, Reed and Burns. They're on 4 under and you can follow it all live on talksport.com.
Sean, just quickly, I've got it on the big screen here. The majority of golfers' putts are all finishing short. I've never seen anything like this on the first day before.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mentioned it earlier. Augusta National can do whatever they want to this golf course. They can suck the air out of it. They can make it fast. They can make it difficult. And I think we all expected it to be really, really firm and fast. We've seen some really big hops off the fairways. It's a lot of golfers struggling to keep their ball in the fairways, and it might just be that the greens are a little bit slower than they expect, because you would expect them to be really fast today.
Yeah. Good work as always. Thanks, pal. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Cheers, guys.
There you go. That was all thanks to our wonderful friends at Arnold Clark.
The Masters on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car.
Lovely stuff. Right, time now to look at tonight's European football action with our friends at Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
European football preview on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
And all that means it's time to say hello to the catchphrase king.
Drive worldwide. Why?
Yeah, time for Drive Worldwide, where we look at some of the biggest talking points from across the world of football. Joining us now is our European football expert, as we say hello and good evening to Kevin Hatchard. Hi, Kev.
How are we, chaps? All well?
Yes, we're very good. What T-shirt you got on for people watching on YouTube, Kev? What is that?
A bit of Katie Tunstall today.
Oh, right,
there
okay. It's a singer.
On my favourite albums.
She's a singer, is she?
She is.
Okay. What album is it?
Singer-songwriter.
What was the album called?
Drastic Fantastic, it's called.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. What genre of music, Kev?
Kind of rock, you would say.
What's the story behind the
Guitar
album?
rock. The story behind the album. There's a few stories, actually.
All right.
Behind the album. It wends and weaves its way through a variety of things.
Have you ever met her?
Variety of styles as well.
You ever met her?
I haven't, sadly.
All right. Favourite song?
Oh, that's a really good question. If Only is a really good song, and Hold On is a good song as well.
How's it go? Sing it to me, Kev.
No, absolutely not. That is not happening.
just a little hum. Just hum one of them. Go on.
No, absolutely not. You'll have to listen to it.
Right.
It's a great album. You'll have to go and listen to it.
Let me make a note of that. There you go, done it. Right, let's start off by looking ahead to tonight's Europa League quarterfinals across the talkSPORT network. Here on talkSPORT, you can hear Bologna against Villa, and over on talkSPORT 2, Forest, they're away to Porto. Let's start with Villa. They're playing a team Bologna. They are 8th in Serie A. Do you make Villa strong favourites for this one?
Yeah, I do. They've beaten Bologna a couple of times recently in European competition. They've beaten them in the league phase. They've beaten them in the Champions League. And even Vincenzo Italiano, the coach of Bologna, admitted that Aston Villa were the superior team. Doesn't mean that Bologna aren't dangerous because they knocked out Roma in the previous round. And what was all the more impressive about that was they actually won the second leg in Rome. Really good performance. They haven't gone particularly well in the league this season, that's fair to say. But they are dangerous. And you look at Vincenzo Italiano's record in cup competitions, it's exceptional. He's managed to get Fiorentina to the final of the Conference League. He got to a Coppa Italia final with them. He won the Coppa Italia with Bologna. So when it comes to one-off games or two-legged ties, he is a past master. So certainly Villa should respect them, and I'm sure they will.
Kev, you talk about records, and someone who's got an unbelievable record in the Europa League is Unai Emery. Now, whenever Villa get into this competition and they get to this type of stage, I always back them just simply because of Unai Emery. Could he have that much of a difference in terms of where Villa finish in this competition?
Well, he can. I mean, all that experience and that aura, if you like. I mean, he hasn't won all of those trophies for nothing. But, of course, Villa have been in competitions before and it hasn't worked out. There was lots of talk of the Conference League and whatever, and it didn't work out that way. So it's not a guarantee, but he is one of the great coaches of his generation, I would say, in terms of, being able to maximise the potential of the teams that he has and his experience, given that as a unit, Villa have kind of been building that bank of experience but didn't have it before at European level, not as a group, obviously individual players do. That can get you over the edge, when you've got a really tight tie. So, yeah, I think he has a massively positive effect on that team and that club.
Go on, what will the score be before we move on? What will the score be tonight?
I think this might be quite tight, actually. This might be a draw, but I can see Villa finishing it off in the second leg.
Okay, that one, as I mentioned, Bologna against Villa is live on talkSPORT. On talkSPORT 2, it's Forest away at Porto. Porto top of the league in Portugal, of course. How tough a test will this be for either side?
Really tough. I do make Porto slight favourites for this. I've been super impressed with what Francesco Farioli has done. He had a really difficult experience with Ajax when they were miles clear at the top of the league and they blew it in the final weeks of the season. But that shouldn't obscure what a good coach he is. And he's come into that Porto team and he's got them to this stage of the Europa League. They're top, as you mentioned, of the Primeira Liga. They actually conceded 99th minute equaliser at the weekend, which has harmed them in the title race. But this is a team with great quality, although they do have a couple injured. Rodrigo Moura is a doubt. He's a sensational young player. And Agahauer's out as well. So, this is tough for Forest, but I was really impressed with what they did at Fenerbahce. I didn't see that coming. Played really well in that. Obviously, against Michelin, needed penalties to get through. So they've been a bit of a roller coaster ride in Europe of Forest.
Kev, I'll quickly ask you about the Champions League. Obviously, we've seen the first round of fixtures. I mean, I think you've said already you thought Bayern were your favourites to win it. After looking at the results this week, have you changed? And last week, sorry, have you changed your mind in terms of who you think will win it? And does anyone kind of surprise you in terms of how they looked?
Have they surprised me? No, not necessarily. I was really impressed with how Bayern played at the Bernabeu. To go there and just unapologetically play their style, I thought was very impressive. You know, they were quite happy to push high, quite happy to commit lots of men to the attack and to the press, knowing that Real Madrid are one of the most dangerous transitional teams on the planet. I thought that was really, impressive. And, Arsenal had to really dig in, but that's what they do so well, and they found a way to win. I was a little surprised by the result in Barcelona or Atletico Madrid, but not necessarily that Atleti were able to get the win, because they've been really good this season. They've knocked Barcelona out of the Copa del Rey. But what was weird about that game, if anybody saw it, was that Barcelona for the first 30-odd minutes were fantastic, I thought. Marcus Rashford was particularly dangerous down that left-hand side, backing up Rafinha, who's injured at the moment. And then the red card changed everything, and it was the right decision. Kubasi was the last man. He brought down Simeone, so it was the right decision. And then double whammy from the resultant free kick. Julian Alvarez puts one in the top corner. I wouldn't necessarily rule Barcelona out of that one. I still think if I had to pick a team to win the Champions League right now, I would say Bayern.
Okay. Just quickly, a very quick word about Jose Mourinho, because he's hammered these Benfica players after Monday's 1-1 draw away to, is it Casapia?
Casapia, yeah. Yeah, it was a poor performance, and he said afterwards that he feels like some of the players just don't live and breathe football, and don't necessarily even understand the depth of some of the instructions, and he effectively conceded the title. If they had won that game, they were still in the mix. The thing to remember about Benfica is they've not lost a single league game this season, so there is the possibility that they could go through the whole league campaign unbeaten and not win the league.
Yeah.
Because Porto, I think, are 7 clear of them now. Sporting are ahead of them as well. So there's every chance they won't win it. There was a comment piece in one of the major Portuguese sports publications suggesting they thought it was time for Mourinho to move on. This will be really interesting to see what happens between now and the end of the season, because for all of the bravado, for all of the bluster, this Benfica job means a lot to him. He really wants this to work. I think winning a league title with Benfica would mean more to him than some of the other successes he's had. So I'd be really interested to see what happens between now and the end of the season.
Kev, it's always a pleasure and an honour. Thank you so much for coming on.
Cheers,
Have a
Kev.
good one. You look well.
Cheers, chaps.
I'll speak to you in a minute. There you go. That was a look at today's or tonight's European action with our friends at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it.
European football preview on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Still to come, we'll be joined in the studio in just a moment by pro darts player, Charlie Manby. Big fans of Charlie. We can't wait for that. First, though, it's time for No Googling. Last one of the day. We want to know who's the youngest ever captain to lift the Champions League.
Ooh.
That's a good question. Who's the last or the youngest ever captain to lift the Champions League? The answer to that and so much more coming your way in the next 30 minutes. Live on Drive and talkSPORT in seconds. Stay there. Stay. Good boy. Stay.
you want to be diplomatic and you're maybe tiptoe around it, but would you have gone in for the Tottenham job? Would you have taken it? Given what we've seen, we watched Tottenham and everyone's sort of dancing around it.
You just mentioned something there, and this would be more important to me, and obviously the career I've had, it does pay well. I wouldn't go in there. I wouldn't look in for money. They could offer me a massive amount of money. I'm sure they're capable of it, and I'm sure, well, allegedly, they've offered De Zerbi a massive amount of money. It would have been about no, it'd have been about what you're going to gain me as a human being. What would I gain, right? You go in there, you get the job done. 6 games into next season. If you're not in the top 4 and the football's not what they want, rubbish, get them out. So you're not going to gain a lot there, are you? So then, and that's if you get the job done, because it's not easy. And then you don't get the job done, and then somehow it's on my neck that I took Tottenham down. You go, well, that ain't good for me as a human. This is not even about football. I'm going, well, that ain't good, is it?
What do you reckon?
You know what I mean? So I go, and then you get some money, and I go, well, I'm not thirsty for that. I've got some money, so how much do you want?
You know the dynamic of the industry. We all know the 2 biggest commodities in football are talent and gossip, right? Or money and gossip. Money and gossip, right? You must have
sad, isn't it? If it's an equal measure, money and gossip beats talent.
Money and gossip was what I meant. Money and gossip, right? What do you think is wrong with Tottenham?
Well, I mean, I find it I find it really interesting from the outside. I know Thomas, and if I was a Tottenham fan, and I know a few, I thought the manager was getting a hell of a lot of heat and weight on that. And if I was Tottenham, I'd be looking at some of the players, me personally, I'd be going, hang on a minute, look at all this money they've spent. And money doesn't guarantee anything, by the way. It's another myth about football, but it gives you a better chance. And you're going, right, so they've spent this money. Look at these players. Allegedly, I keep hearing this, and I don't Forest, all these talented players. Talent is when you deliver. You can be telling if you're not delivering, that ain't talent.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the tax man at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Drive at talkSPORT, it's Andy Goldstein. DB is here. Darren Bent, before the break, asked a question. Great question. Who's the youngest captain ever to lift the Champions League?
What do you play for?
Marseille.
Marseille? Deschamps.
Yeah, Didier Deschamps. Yeah, 93 final against Milan. He was 24.
That's the youngest.
24 years old captain.
Wow.
In a moment, we'll say hello to our studio guest who's younger than that and is going to be a superstar in the world of darts. First, let me remind you, at 7, following us, Natalie Sawyer hosts live coverage Bologna against Villa. That was in the Europa League. Right, let's talk darts, shall we? Because one of the stars of December's World Championships, Charlie Manby, has officially signed with Target Darts and he's in the studio to tell us more about that and talk all things darts. Charlie, hello.
How you
doing? Are you all right?
Yeah, good.
Firstly, congratulations. Just 20 years old you are. How did something like this come about? You got an agent or your dad or mum or what?
Yeah, well, it started with like my mum and dad, but then obviously, got a management company a couple of years ago, and they've pushed me on the way, in the right direction. So really.
I mean, Target's like the biggest name in darts, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So to be connected to them is absolutely huge.
I'm just wondering, have they sent you the Omni yet?
Yeah, I've got that.
Oh, we've got them.
Unbelievable, get that in it.
They are
it's
great.
so easy.
They
It's
are
so
fantastic.
easy,
Yeah, me and Benty used to play online at home quite a lot. It is so addictive. How old were you when you started playing darts then?
Like locally, just like in the pub with my dad, like 10-year-old, 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Then started going to competitions like 12, 13-year-old and doing well in them.
Well, when you were a kid at school, because predominantly when kids are coming through, the emphasis is on education, right? Now, darts, I think, over the last 3 years has gone to different proportions than we've ever seen before because of the emergence of Luke Littler. It's now a sport for young people, where predominantly beforehand it necessarily wasn't. When you were coming up through the school ranks, if you like, as a kid, not just in darts, but as a kid, and you were looking at what you were going to do, when you said to your parents, I want to be a professional dart player, how was that met?
Yeah, I think, it was fine. I think they sort of, whatever I wanted to do, they were happy with and wanted me to do it well. So, they just helped me along the way from a younger age. And, it's something I enjoyed. My dad enjoyed it. And I think, everyone in the family enjoyed it as well, coming to watch and everything like that. So, it was sort of encouraged by my dad because my dad loved it as well,
That's nice.
when he were a bit younger as well. So, it were, encouraged, if anything.
As Andy was saying there, because a lot of kids obviously as well in this country is football, right? So I'm guessing, I don't know if you like football or you enjoyed playing it when you were younger, but for you, was it about throwing the darts more so than kicking the football?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like kids go through spells, don't they, where it's like, football, cricket, darts, pool, whatever, and they just like bounce from one to another. But, I really enjoyed football and cricket when I was younger, but darts got to a certain point and it's sort of like, I need to start doing this a lot more to try and get better and, be where I want to be.
And what point was that? Because it's like anything. I understand what you mean in terms of, you're throwing the darts and all of a sudden you start to get a little bit more consistent. What age were you when you thought, in the second year, it's something a little bit special here?
Yeah, well, probably like the first few competitions where I went to and I started doing really well. That's when I thought, I'm actually half decent. And then knowing that I can compete with the best players, probably like the first few years of the development tour, so like 16, 17-year-old, competing with, some of the great players in the game, Gian Van Veen were always there and people like that. So, just giving people like that a game and, knowing you can compete. So, I'd probably say like 16, 17-year-old.
You had a good run at the World Championships. You didn't look nervous. What's more nerve-wracking, this today now or that?
I'd say that, but
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of these. But
no, listen, if you're not used to the studio surroundings, it's tough. But you're a young kid as well, and that's really tough. These are all things you're going to have to get used to, right?
Yeah, definitely. That'll just come with time and doing it, plenty of times as well. So I'm sure I'll get used to it.
You secured your tour card, obviously at Q School this year. When I've watched it and obviously spoke to people who've been to one of those, is that quite nerve-wracking? Because no one's allowed to watch, are they? Or is it like one or two?
Yeah, so you're allowed one guest per person, which is like, nothing compared to, it's silent as well. So like,
that's weird.
Coming straight off a crowd with 3,000 people at Alexandra Palace,
Do you think they should pump music in? I know I'll tell you why I asked that, right? In 9-ball pool, while you're playing, it's a little bit like Wimbledon. As in the tennis. So they've got one major table, one major court, and then all the outside tables. And people are walking about all the time and there's music pumping out. People are talking and chatting. And it's a really nice atmosphere. Do you think that in darts, maybe it should move to that?
Maybe, yeah, possibly. It is definitely probably a thing that people might like. But Yeah, like if I'm practicing at home, I'll always have something on in the background. I can't practice in silence. Like the room's not like entirely silent, but yeah, there's not really like much noise going on. It's just like a constant little whisper for everyone.
Yeah.
And what do you prefer? I mean, because obviously, again, you had the unbelievable run at the World Championships, which we've been to, which is crazy, hostile, or that quieter, smaller venue where you and the dartboard.
I think it is different, I suppose, in many ways, but I think if it's just you and the dartboard and you're just playing your darts, I think you can perform the same. But like I like the big stage events. You know, I think it brings the best out of me.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
You really thrived on that. You really enjoyed it.
Definitely.
Tell us a bit about your normal day then. So what are you up to apart from today? What happens with you on a normal day in a working week? You get up, what sort of time? How many hours of darts are you practicing? How many tournaments a year do you have?
I'll just wake up in the morning fairly early, to be fair, not like too late. And then, just go down, make some breakfast, go have a 45 minutes on board. And
okay, you do that at home?
Yeah. And then, I do it in spells because when you're playing a game of darts, it very rarely lasts over 45 minutes anyway, or half an hour. So
right.
I want to try and keep that the same sort of length. So play that, then have like half an hour off, an hour off.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's like having gaps in between games as well.
And who are you playing? Are you playing on the Omni people online?
Yeah, I'm playing just like little practice routines, what I've always done, and then playing on the Omni. Little games on there like you can play that just help you out. So yeah, just doing that and probably do that like in spells, probably 3-4 times a day. So roughly doing like 3 hours a day roughly, and then obviously you're away for darts, traveling a lot. Like 3-4 days at a time.
Have you always been target darts? Because again, me and Andy, obviously to our standards, we try and find the green room, but we must have been through about 5 sets of darts each in terms of different brands. But were you always target even before you signed with them?
When I was younger, I always had target darts, and then when I first started coming on, I was a unicorn for a bit, and then obviously I had to use
the
their
dark
darts,
side.
Yeah. And then obviously now I've got my own darts coming out.
Oh, nice.
Like customs. So,
so are they copies of yours then, I assume?
So like it's basically just based off like a dart that I like, and then just changed little bits here and there to make it look original. And
what advice would you give people like me and Bentley that love our darts but are nowhere near as good as you? What's the most important thing? Is it stance? Is it the weight of dart? What is it?
I think it is generally just practice, and a lot of it is in your head. So like, I always say like a third of it is definitely in your head, especially when you're playing at like a top level. But it's a lot of practice as well. I think
we haven't got time for that.
Yeah.
Well, Benny used to practice, but he's got an hockey in his house. He had one built in his basement. No, it wasn't a little one. Just before I let you go, I do want to mention this. It's quite unbelievable. You hold the record for the highest ever average on the PDC development tour. That's 130.7. Is that 130 or 136? 130. My guys are so bad. Can you ever see that being beat? That's 130.7 is insane.
Yeah. It's quite good. No, like I say, I think it is definitely beatable. It's possible.
Yeah.
But because it were only over 4 legs, I think it were 13, 10, 11, 12 darters.
Wow.
In a row.
You got 9 darters. How many you got?
I've never hit one in a game.
Okay, but
I've had like 12 to 15 in practice.
At home.
Yeah, just like
How close you come in a game?
I missed double 12 a few times. Last dart.
Is that your favourite double?
No.
You don't like
No,
double?
I don't like it at all.
You know what?
I've started going the other way. Actually. Yeah, it is. Yeah, just as I said, I've started going the other way. So I started going for the one double 18. So treble 20, treble 15, double 18.
Yeah.
So
aren't they the same? Aren't they the same? 12 and 18, they're like 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
Yeah, but I think I like throw to the right hand side, so it's like more in line, if that makes sense.
Okay. What do you make of our double? My favourite double's 16.
Yeah.
And Benny's is 10s, right?
10s, yeah.
What do you make? Are those favourable double? They're okay?
No, I like 16s. I'm not a big fan of tops, so I don't really.
Oh no,
get to 10.
but I usually not. I don't deliberately miss it. Obviously, if I can hit it. But I'm good at 10.
What are you talking about?
No, because I'm not good at tops. So like, I like to. If I'm going to miss, then I've got the 10s there.
Oh, right, okay.
Back up.
Let me tell you, missus. Charlie, listen, you're certainly a superstar in the making, a future world champion. Thanks so much for coming in. Well done on getting the Target deal as well. I think that's mega for people of your age that are coming in, the back end, the sponsorship. Great company to work for as well. Yeah. So we look forward to having many more chats with you, hopefully getting to the final of big competitions and one day becoming world champion.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you. Just before we go to break, a little bit of breaking news. Liverpool have confirmed Andy Robertson will leave the club at the end of the current season. After 9 seasons at Anfield, the Scotland captain will leave the club at the end of his contract. Robertson has won 2 Premier League titles, a Champions League, an FA Cup, 2 League Cups, as well as the FIFA Club World Cup, UEFA Super Cup, and Community Shield. What do you make of it? There was talk that he was going to Spurs in the last window. That didn't happen.
It almost feels like it's coming to an end of an era. Salah going, Mane obviously left Firmino, Jordan left Henderson.
Back.
Wijnaldum, Trent's gone. It does feel like now it's starting to...
Yeah, these are worrying times, I think.
Not so much worry.
He's got to build a whole new team now.
Yeah, but that was always going to be the case.
Of course it was.
But it just feels like the last of that kind of, that really, really good Jurgen Klopp team is now starting to go.
Disappear.
Yeah.
There'll be more on that on the website, talksport.com. When we come out, we'll have team news ahead of a busy night of football. And, of course, Billy in the studio for the end of show quiz.
I am delighted to say the man from Hackney, 28-year-old Viddal Riley, European Cruiserweight champion, joins us live in the studio. Loving it. The belts, the spoils of war. Well done.
I just want to say, I was born in Hackney, but I am from Tottenham.
Right.
Yeah.
Better be diplomatic on that one. How was it for you?
It was, it was a great experience being under a new promoter, new energy, big stage, just having the arena full to that capacity at the time as well, and just embracing my moment, just putting so much work in to get there, and just finally just enjoying being under the lights. It's been a year since I was out, since I was out again. So yeah, it just felt good to be back. It felt good.
Good. What kind of a step up was Masternak for you? Because this was a seasoned pro. He'd been in with Billum Smith. He'd been in with Tony Bellew. Hadn't won, but he'd been in with him.
Yes, going into the fight, I never took him lightly. I never thought, okay, he's 38 now, I'm younger, that's going to be enough. There's a reason why he's been in the game this long. 50 wins, 33 knockouts. I'm going into the fight with 13 fights. There's no respectful reason for me to underestimate him. So I always knew it was going to pose this challenge, but I always knew that I could win in good fashion.
What do you think of this fella, Simon?
I thought it was a first-class performance. I mean, I think ultimately, you talk about level.
Drive on talkSPORT, it's me, Andy Goldstein. The wonderful Darren Bent alongside me. Took the wonderful at 7. Natalie Sawyer hosts live coverage of Bologna against Aston Villa in the Europa League. Team news for that is in. Ian Danter can tell us more. Dan, good evening to you.
Evening to you, boys. Well, the big news for Aston Villa is that Yuri Tielemans makes his first start for the club since late January when he played against Newcastle in the Premier League. He got a few minutes against West Ham when Villa last played nearly 3 weeks ago now. He's one of 2 changes to Unai Emery's side from that 2-0 win against the Hammers at Villa Park. Emi Buendia comes in as well. Sancho and Barkley drop out, so it'll be Martinez in goal. Cash, Concert, Torres and Digne at the back. Onana and Tielemans in the middle. And then a combination of Buendia, McGinn and Rodgers in behind Watkins in attack. For Bologna, they have 3 familiar names to talkSPORT listeners in their lineup. Torbjorn Hegem at centre-half, who was recently at West Bromwich Albion. Lewis Ferguson, who was a mainstay at Aberdeen for a number of seasons. And Jonathan Rowe in attack, who's been scoring lots of goals for Bologna since his recent move from Marseille, but he began his career at Norwich City. We get underway at 8 on talkSPORT. Bologna against Aston Villa in the Europa League quarter-final, first leg.
Thanks. That's a very busy night in Europe. We can stay with the Europa League, actually. You can hear Porto against Forest over on talkSPORT 2. Joe Shannon has team news ahead of that one. Joe, good evening.
Good evening, Andy. The big news for Forest fans is that Chris Wood is back. He starts his first appearance since the 18th of October. And Ange Postecoglou's last game in charge of Forest, yes, that long ago, after 6 months out injured. There are 9 changes to the team that won at Tottenham in the Premier League on the 22nd of March. Murillo and Gibbs-White are the only survivors. Stefan Ortega returns in goal. Dominguez, Abbott, Murillo and Morato. Yates, McAtee and Gibbs-White. Backward and Doy and Wood through the middle for Forest. A couple of names to note in the Porto lineup. Jan Bednarek, the former Southampton man, starts in central defence alongside 41-year-old Thiago Silva. It is Forest's first European quarter-final in 30 years. It'll be live on talkSPORT 2 at 8 o'clock.
It will indeed. Thanks, Joe. And in the Conference League, Palace host Fiorentina. talkSPORT's answer to Joe Pesci. Sam Ellard has team news ahead of that one. Sam?
Yep. Thank you, Andy. What a lovely, wonderful introduction. More than 3 weeks have passed since Crystal Palace last played a competitive match tonight. They're back, and yeah, their first ever European quarter-final. What an occasion is going to be this evening. The Crystal Palace team this evening sees Dean Henderson returning goal. There's good news because Munoz is fit again. He's at wing-back. Mitchell on the other flank. Richards, Lacroix, Canvo. The 3 centre-backs, Wharton, Kamada will sit. Sarr, Gesand will support a returning Jean-Philippe Mateta. For Fiorentina, this marks their first meeting with an English side since the 2023 Conference League final, which they lost to West Ham. A couple of familiar names for visitors. A certain David De Gea is in goal. Jack Harrison on loan from Leeds. He also starts. Cracking occasion ahead for the Eagles. It's Palace v Fiorentina.
Thanks, Sam. Before One More Billy comes in and lightens up the studio. Yeah, thanks, man. The Masters well and truly underway. Let's get more now. talkSPORT. Sean O'Brien is watching for talkSPORT.
Yes, Sam Burns leads at 5 under, 1 shot ahead of Patrick Reed. Shane Lowry is 2 back after an eagle on 13. And Tommy Fleetwood has just faltered a bit. He slips back to 2 under alongside Rory McIlroy and Xander Schauffele. But time to mention someone at the wrong end of the leaderboard, and that is Bryson DeChambeau. Triple bogey on 11, took 3 shots to get out of a greenside bunker. So that's the first big moment on Amen Corner this week. I'm sure there will be plenty. And at 3 over par, he needs a big finish to avoid shooting himself out of this completely, which would be a big story. But at the top, it's Burns by 1 at 5 under par, and you can follow it over on talkSPORT.com.
The Masters on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car.
One More Billy's coming in the studio. You are One More Billy?
Hello.
Now, you've got something very interesting to tell everyone. Off you go. Yeah, no matter what you got, is it?
I was actually trying to think of something.
Oh, yeah, okay. How's your day, Bill? No.
Really
what
good.
We do? We've only got a minute and a half. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's all about the golf.
Okay, good. I love golf.
Andy, do you want to go first?
Why should you ask him that?
Yeah, I do, Bill.
All right.
Shut your face.
Andy, a fan was once arrested.
What?
A fan
Yes.
was once arrested for stealing what from Augusta?
Grass. No, sand from a bunker.
It was sand, yeah.
That's an unbelievable answer, isn't it?
Sad.
Why?
Go on, Joe. I'm ready.
Know your sport.
I'm ready, Bill.
Benty.
Oh, you're thieves. Go on.
There's 18 holes on a golf course.
Yep.
But what is the biggest ever hole in the world?
On.
Want some options?
Go on.
No, I'd rather he just guess.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Go on.
0.5 miles, 3.7 miles, 7.6 miles.
I mean, 0.5. There cannot be, I think, 7 miles.
No, 7.6 miles.
What? There's between. He's all between holes.
Is it par 4?
The super deep borehole in Russia.
And what par is it?
3.
He doesn't even know.
3. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Honestly, look, what is this quiz, man?
Idiot.
7 miles.
Andy, do you want another one?
Yeah.
7 miles.
Idiot.
Which of these things is the longest? The longest hole at Augusta, longest ever golf drive, or 250 Alex Crooks lying head to toe?
Crooks.
Longest hole at Augusta, 585 yards.
Dangerous floaters.
7 miles, though, is it? Go on, Bill.
No.
Last one.
Closest wins.
Oh, I get only one question, do I?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
The odds of making 2 hole-in-ones in a single round of golf is what?
1.4 million to 1.
1.3 million to 1.
1 in 67 million.
Okay.
Apparently.
So I was closer.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah. We do me a favour,
I'm
actually.
funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown.
Will you
and
get
it-
out?
Yeah.
People can see your face and it's bringing down. I can see the numbers just dropping off.
Yeah, I can do that, no worries.
Oh, look, jeez, close up.
McElroy's 5th at the moment. Is it closer? He's 3 behind Burns, who's leading. Long way to go, but go on, Rory. Keep it up. Me and Bentley are back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Last one of the week. Hollywood superstar joins us in the studio tomorrow, so stick around for that. And stick around for lots of live football coming up now on talkSPORT. Make sure you join me and Benny at 4 o'clock for an A-lister in the studio tomorrow from 4 p.m.
Sporting had previously won 17 home games in a row across all competitions. Arteta was interesting on that. Arsenal looked at that record and thought, oh yeah, watch this.
That's when you have a difficult period. I think the best thing that you can do, instead of talk a lot, is observe.